And welcome back as my players draw on my city map of Zion on this, the 6th episode of the Chronicles in Telmora. Our castmates tonight are Sutha the Half-Light, played by Nito.
What's going on? I'm Nito. Yeah.
Ned Blackfoot, played by Norvin.
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy indeed. Fractal, played by Pyro.
Belial, Lord of Lies, Demon of Hell.
Alright. Bellum Calloway, played by Connor.
Oh geez, Fractal, are you sure about that?
And Kagaz Ironjaw, played by Shane.
Let me get at that Lord of Lies.
Okay, so I had given my players a week of in-game downtime, which we will be playing through in this session. They had just finished up clearing out the catacombs for Father Joseph and Friar Morgan at the Temple of the Creators in Zion. So, I never answered your question. I'm gonna be real with you, buddy. I do not remember the question. Please send it again.
Bad DM.
Yeah.
I just remembered the bag.
Straight up don't remember. So after we answer that question, I'm going to ask who wants to go first. But since this question is from last week, I will very much answer Ned's question first. Oh! Right. Okay. Give me 1 second to look this up. I do have an answer for you. I just forgot. And everybody else was messaging me about other stuff.
I see how it is.
I'm sorry.
We're entertaining ourselves in the meantime.
Good. I'm looking
You
it
have
up.
the camera on the drawing.
God.
Yeah.
Fractal dapping on the haters.
Never let it be said that my players are unable to entertain themselves.
No, just give us a piece of string. That's all it's going to really take.
Hang on. There's something wrong
I'm already
here.
giving you
Something
dice. What
missing.
more do you want, you fiends?
String.
Wait a minute.
Get it
Wait a minute.
yourself.
His hat. Here we go. There we go. His hat. Fractal's hat.
His hat. Okay.
Good.
Okay, here we go. There's the answer I'm looking for.
Who's that handsome fellow over there?
I don't know.
Damn, he looks good.
Okay.
Real good.
I'd
Fire
say you
seed.
could get that you are asking me about, Norvin, for 800 gold.
I will do so.
Go right ahead. All right. Now that I've rectified my mistake from the last week in answering Norvin's question, does anyone have something that they would like to kick off this week of downtime by doing?
Not particularly. I kind of gave you an idea of what I wanted to do, and you gave me some really cryptic answers.
If they want to do, I'm going to make you roll dice.
I want to roll dice.
I'm all in favor for rolling dice.
Unless somebody wants to claim the first...
Roll the dice,
No.
Liv.
Roll off.
We're going to play rollies?
Yeah.
Alright.
Rollies. You
Rollies?
tell us which die.
Okay. Everybody roll me a d20.
18.
Okay.
Okay. 70.
Cute.
It's in the chat, folks. It's
Who's in chat? Who's in chat, then?
Who's in the chat?
Are we going high or low?
Joke, dear viewers, two's in the chat, not from one of my campaigns. Someday it will be explained, but not today. Skolo's in the chat, rest in peace. Alright. Fractal, that is an 18. You have the highest roll. You will go first. What would you like to do with your week of in-game downtime?
You know what the real shit thing is? I told you that I had no fucking idea the other day, and that this is what he wanted to do.
Yeah, but
And again, I got the most cryptic shit from you that I don't have a response.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you insisted on rollies, and you rolled the highest. So, I didn't know
Okay,
that
I
you would
take
want
my
to
thumb, I
stream or
sit on
not.
it, and I spin most voraciously. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I'm
I mean, is that
poor.
is what you messaged me about something you want to do on stream? Because if you're just
Okay.
gonna have me pull you into private chat again and not let the audience hear anything,
The audience will hear it. It's not us.
no, he had me mute myself.
Oh.
Boo.
You know what? You know what?
He has a good reason for
I
it.
trust
Harangue
most
him.
I trust most everyone in here not to say shit out of character, so if it gets revealed and someone sasses me for it, fuck them, it's out of character.
Okay.
Alright, I would like to leave the city.
Okay. Alright,
And I'd like to
I will let me drag you to the Ascaria map. So which direction away from the city are you going?
Not north.
Not north. Okay. So further into
Down.
the scythe.
He wants to practice this, so he needs certain materials, so he's going to try and to find those materials just lying around, or he's going to look for a poor bastard's amount of goblins or something to fuck with.
You know that there are traveling caravans that make their way from city to city. So
But
from
people
the,
look for caravans, especially
You would,
recently since
yeah.
apparently one goblin band fucked up their entire route.
you very
So I'm
much
gonna look for something. I'm
Took
looking
a
for
while
something.
to
Not,
look for them, though.
I'm looking for something not important.
okay.
What I could do is, I guess I'll walk over to where I remember the old mine and see if there are any goblins that we missed that just
Okay.
were out of the cave during the time.
Alright. You know what? That's a good point. So around what time of day would you be doing this?
I would leave early,
Early in the morning, so like sun's just kind of starting to peek up over the horizon?
pretty much.
Alright. So you
Did you
leave
wake up
a
Sutra
little before
first?
dawn.
No, he did not. He let her get her full hours of sleep.
So you leave a little before dawn. It takes a couple hours to walk to the mine, so you probably get there about 9-ish in the morning. And as you get there, sure enough, there are, sorry, bad grammar, what appear to be 2 goblins poking around the entrance to the mine, caved in though it is.
Fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to murder them. I have enough spell slots to murder them, but I'm going to try and murder them with my cantrips. Should I just go into combat, or what do you want to do about it? I can handle two goblins.
I know. It was just so I'm going to murder them. It was just quite lovely. I would say you do it easily enough. Yeah.
I probably start with ray frosting them in the joints, and then as they're trying to get their movement back in, him with Toll the Dead, and if they bum rush him, he's just gonna shock him in the eyeballs.
Okay. Interesting.
Probably stab him through the eye with his middle fingers just to make sure.
Sure. If that's how you want to do it, go ahead.
He needs the brains intact.
Yeah. If you are very carefully doing that, I would say that is easy enough for you to do.
Yep. And then making sure he's not being seen. He'd take a quick look around.
Make me a perception check.
Okay. He's Sutha tried some shit again. Yeah.
Hey, you feel pretty confident that there's nobody else there except you and the gobos.
Fantastic. I just looked at memes. So just gonna try and get as much out of the general view as possible, just against the whole, I guess.
Yep.
Alright. And then he's going to do 2 tests. On a nearby rock, he's going to bury the goblin. Well, one of them.
On a rock.
He's going to bury them on the ground and put the rock above it like a little tombstone.
All right. Okay.
Not too deep, pretty shallow grave.
Okay.
And then he's going to carve that necromantic sigil into it.
Okay.
Probably get horrible sounds with his finger, just with his middle finger, just.
And it sounds absolutely horrible. It is not a pretty sound. All you do is
Yeah.
you just carve the...
I do that. And then the other goblin. God, I can't believe I'm going to reveal it this way, but as long as everyone can keep this shit to themselves, out of character, he's going to open up his chest.
Okay.
And pull out a finger.
Okay.
A very decrepit finger that radiates necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go over to the goblin and carve that same sigil into its forehead.
Okay.
With the finger.
With the finger. Okay.
He's going to tie up the goblin's limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Just thoughts. He tied up the other one too before. Well, actually, no. He left that one untied because underground.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you tie it up before burying it?
No. That one's fine. This one is tied up. And he's going to go nearby and wait.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the opportunity... Let's see, how do I want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to have you do I'm going to have you make a choice first. So, do you want to expend any of your own energy, out of character meaning spell slots, towards your attempt on both or either of these bodies?
He's going to spend it on the one he carved with the finger.
The
first.
Unburied one. How many?
The unburied one. And for the one that's buried, he's going to let that one sit, see if it's a passive generating battery or if he has to power it.
Okay. How many levels?
There's yes. How many levels?
How many levels? So
for the I know. For the one that's not buried, he's going to pump 2 level 2 spell slots in there.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Okay.
Actually, no. We're going to start off low and go up. We got to get the statistics on this one. 1 level 1 spell slot and see if that does anything.
Okay. I have your DC in mind. Make me an Arcana check.
All right. Arcana. Natural 20.
That sure is a natural 20. You
Just failed.
take the finger and carve this rune that you've seen that you took a rubbing of, even though you technically didn't need to because of your keen mind feature. But you have it in your memory banks, and so you take this finger from within your storage compartment in your chest, and you carve the rune, the sigil that you remember seeing, into the forehead of this goblin's corpse. And you're about to go all out, and then you think, start small. And you release this first level equivalent of a spell slot. And for a second you think it didn't work. What are you doing with the finger right now?
I'm probably blowing a little green fire off of it.
Holding it like a wand or a pencil, or
I'm holding. He's holding it like a receptionist would, a board receptionist would a pen, just like idly flicking it around in his fingers.
As you do that, you see a bolt shoot off as you flick it off towards your shoulder, and then it hones in and almost pulls your hand so that it hones in, and a bolt of blue energy, the same blue energy that you recognize, shoots out from the tip of the finger and recarves the lines of the sigil that then remain. They flash bright and then dim down until they are a gentle glowing blue. The eyes of the goblin open. They are dim and somewhat unseeing. But there is a presence in your mind.
He's taking notes until he feels that presence, and then like pauses. Is the presence familiar?
No.
Okay. He tentatively, mentally pokes at it.
The best way I can describe the feeling that you get back is the equivalent of a question mark.
He's going to be looking at his notes from the library. Not the one in town. A certain other library. He's going to attempt to will this thing to move, to stand up as he stands up and backs away from it.
How do you do that?
He's going to mentally prod it, and then if it doesn't respond, he's going to try and grab a hold of it the same way he would grab a hold of information with keen mind, and then he's just going to try and
prod. I need you to be very specific with your words here.
I thought I was
too floral with your prose, my love. I adore it, but I need you to be real blank with me here.
I make it stand up with my mind.
Do you just kind of think I want it to stand up? I'm looking for something specific from you.
That's the worst thing to do with me. I'm fucking insane.
Do you imagine wanting it to stand, or do you command it to stand with your mind?
Oh, I command it.
You mentally command it. Thank you.
Yes.
Shane can do it.
He is forceful in his approach.
You
Shane, I mean.
Stand. It does.
But it's blue.
Yes.
I see. He looks at the finger worriedly for a second.
It remains inert.
Alright. He puts it back in his chest, sees if that serves the connection.
It does not.
Alright. Now we have a problem here. I have a zombie.
You do.
Alright.
You have a zombie under your control.
I can't walk this back into town, can I?
So here's the thing.
Put a hat over its eyes.
No. Here's the thing. This was killed less than 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you killed it with spells. So if you're really careful about it, he might just look drunk or sick.
Is this the same goblin you froze the joints on and burned its eyes out of?
I said, yeah, that's a solid point. I did use shocking grasp on its eyeballs, so it would need a really wide-brimmed hat.
Or a blindfold.
Or a hood.
This is true.
He's taking a vow against seeing. He's blinded himself.
My big point is, this thing is not going to look like a rotten corpse yet.
Yeah, but my big point is, this thing's too much of a liability. He just needed to know if there's anything modifiable about what he's doing here, because he knows he needs more power for to do this traditionally.
Fair enough.
So he's going to let that thing stand nearby. He's going to give its he's going to test the complexity of the commands it can do. Pretty much tell it to keep watch and to. I want to see if it can make noises. Can it still make noises like mimicry its lungs, because they're still not decayed? If not, I'll just flail around.
Let me see. Let me look up the stats of a zombie. Let me see.
Very stupid.
No, not a revenant.
They're very stupid.
Well,
If it was a Revenant, I'd be fucking gone.
no,
I know
that's
that
the
next stat line
thing
from
that
fucking
came up in this
Mad
one.
Mage.
So, let's see. Zombies. There we go. I'm looking through the monster manual.
Quite stupid.
Right. But there's a difference between... Okay. So since we're all weebs here,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
going to be very similar to Shinso's power, where...
Oh, shit.
But you know what
Okay.
I'm referencing. If he says,
Yes.
write Suyu Asui on a piece of paper, they can. But if he points
Mhm.
to Suyu Asui and says, write her name, they can't do it.
Okay.
So they can obey commands, but they cannot form thoughts. So if you say, because its vocal cords are still intact, if you tell it to speak a simple phrase, I would say no more than 5 to 7 words. If you tell it to
Yell
speak a simple phrase, it will.
Okay.
It won't
So
have
it's
a
like
lot of inflection or anything.
So it's like a meteor magic mouth, but like weakened. All right.
I
Yell.
have a question about this, just out of character, if I may.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Can he give it a phrase and say, memorize this phrase, and then say the phrase?
No.
Does not have memory. Okay, cool.
Okay.
It does not have memory. That would be your command, essentially, for the duration.
Okay, so I give it what's the word? I give it the command to yell intruder alert if it spots anyone besides me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go and I'm going to sit and stare at that rock for as long as it takes for it to move.
How
Or
long?
for the a solid few hours. He's going to keep adjusting and looking at it, see if it's pulled any energy into it.
It does not.
All right, so that means we're going to have to get involved. It's probably decently into the afternoon, but now is the other zombie still okay? Besides being cooked by the sun.
It is being slowly cooked by the sun, but it is standing there.
Cool. All right, so he is going to not pull out the finger, but put his energy into the stone.
Okay.
He's going to start with, instead of 1, this seems like it's going to be a bit of a zone thing. Which now makes me a little worried, considering we're right next to a lot of buried goblins. With this one, considering, he's going to put 1 second level spell slot into it.
Okay.
If
Alright.
he can.
You can. If you have a second level spell slot.
I do.
I have your DC in mind. Make me an Arcana check.
9!
So you focus your energy on the rune that you've already carved,
Mm-hmm.
and you expend the spell slot. That's the other thing. The spell slots that you've used are expended.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens.
He writes them down, probably something to do with efficiency in the and rune lines. He's going to pretty much use Shotgrass to sort of scorch out the mark. He's going to try again and still with his middle hand, and he's going to expend another second level spell slot on the other side of the rock.
Okay. Make me another Arcana check.
Alright. $24.
Okay. As you expend this second level spell slot, what color is your magic? Green?
Definitely like neon, like radioactive green.
That is the color that you see almost seep out from the middle of the sigil outwards as you carve it this time.
Okay. Alright.
Did you pack the dirt really firm?
No.
And is the rock like a headstone or covering the packed earth?
It's like a headstone.
It's like a headstone. Okay.
He's testing the ranges.
Anything other than the color, and then the rune does fade fully off of the rock.
Alright. How long does that take? A minute? Hour?
Yeah, let me see. About a minute.
Okay.
You feel another presence in your mind.
Okay, I feel the presence.
The second, yes. A second different presence.
Okay.
But similar.
Does the presence leave after a minute?
No.
Alright. I tentatively give it the order to start clawing at the nearest thing to it. And I look at the pile, the mound of dirt.
The mound of dirt
Shittily thrown over.
slowly begins to move. And eventually, a second... I don't really know how quickly decomposition sets in for baby goblins. But,
thanks, CSI Miami. It's about rigor mortis after the first day, and then shit starts going down real quick.
Yeah, so it's still able to move, but you do see the dirt shifting, and eventually a second goblinoid zombie emerges from the dirt.
And this time with like more green along it, right, its eyes or whatever.
You see a rune at the base of its throat. The same rune, but in green.
Oh.
You gather that when the rune faded from the stone, it transferred to the zombie. The reason the other one didn't do that is because it was carved on the zombie.
Okay. He looks over at the collapsed mine shaft, getting thoughts.
As the other goblinoid zombie emerges, you hear, "Intruder alert."
Alright, I give it the command to stop that, okay.
Oh, it does it once and stops.
Okay. It wasn't very loud, was it? It was just almost like conversational intruder alert, like that.
Intruder alert.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Now I have two problems. Okay. For the rest of the week, he's just doing tests to see how long they last. If the standard from his notes, if they lose control after a day, if he's able to reestablish.
How long do you remain out there with the zombies?
I will remain out. We have a week. We know exactly a week, right?
Yeah, more or less. About 7 days.
I'm gonna give him 3 days.
How long do you remain with the zombies before you leave them? For anything?
Nothing. He doesn't need to eat. He only needs to sleep in that haphazard style. He can pretty much bury himself. He has to.
So you remain with them the entire time? You don't go back to town?
Hang on, and Dad walked in the room. Yeah.
Okay. You would notice,
It's about 3 days with the zombies doing the thing.
So Fractal's gone for an entire day, for everybody else, at least. Fractal, you notice about 24 hours after, the first zombie, starts to become aggressive towards you.
Okay.
I need you to roll.
Alright. And I did the other zombie thing about a few minutes after, so he should still have a few minutes on that.
Mm-hmm. A few.
It was a few. I thought it was a few hours after the other one.
Oh, yeah.
You sat and waited for hours, and then after it didn't react, you did it. So you should have a few hours on the other
pull
one.
up a zombie stat block.
Alright, I will put Fractal. Oh. It would be right here. No. Damn, you rolled 20, but you gotta do this.
Okay, hold on. I'm deleting that because now it has a token. There we go. Good enough.
Alright, I
Man,
have my other
don't you
zombie
just
nearby.
wonder what Fractal's up to?
No.
Say that one more time.
I said, man, don't you just wonder what Fractal's up to? Isn't that funny? Alright.
Yeah.
Roll me some initiative, Fractal.
Will do. Can I have the other zombie? And can I have, like, a copy
I
of
really,
the...
really hope this is another Karen situation, but we have no clue.
Yeah, all the other goblin corpses that reanimated
No
are
way.
shot.
This is
they needed help
No
together.
way.
That natural
single
20
pathway zombie.
I'll say that this is the zombie grave, and this is the
Yeah.
collapsed mineshaft entrance, because that's how I was kind of picturing it.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no way two zombies gonna do him in.
Yeah, this
I'm
will be
just-
the... Well,
Well,
I still have control of one, so...
For now.
I'll just tell the zombie over there, like, just stand there.
And it will.
Yep.
Alright. You go first.
It seems aggressive. Alright.
Yes. It immediately charges at you. So I would say it gets 5 feet towards you before... Because you've been watching it pretty closely, so it, like, actively moves 5 feet before initiative kicks in.
Okay. Alright, this is one. This one. This is that asshole there. Alright? He's just looking at it. Take notes.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay. Is that an action or a bonus action?
Should be bonus, right?
Mage Armor's an action.
Yeah,
Yep.
is it?
sure is.
He's going to do that, and end his turn, he's going to let it run rampant at him.
And it will. Double check its speed. It has 20 feet. That's what I thought.
Mhm.
So,
Can I ask another question? Just the player is curious about.
Please do.
Does it show a direct aggression towards its caster? Or is it in a state of confusion where it's just hostile towards anything?
you don't fucking know. You're not there.
Well,
Slam.
valid. Okay.
That's a 20.
Denied.
He's going to let it hit him.
4 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
Oh. Now it's your turn again. It's starting to smell kind of stinky. It's been 24 hours in the hot desert sun.
Fair enough. And, Shock and Grasp.
Okay. That hits.
3 lightning. I'm just going to start grabbing something and just start channeling electricity into it.
Okay.
Alright, that's my turn.
The zombie's going to take another slam at you. 17.
It's
3 bludgeoning. That is the zombie's turn. This is a fucking
Alright.
slap fight.
Mm-hmm.
Bap. 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 Bap.
What are we gonna do here? He's going to think for a second. Then he's going to unhinge his jaw.
Okay.
Bonus action, Dragon's Breath on himself.
Huh?
And then we're going to fire damage and just
Okay.
breathe green flame at him.
Alright.
Let's see, what is
Dragons
it?
breathe. I sure hope they do.
Yep.
It depends.
Fire damage.
Deck save 3d6.
Oh, they're so good at that. 9.
Just fails.
That sure
Burn.
does, doesn't it? 9 fire damage. Okay. Still up.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alright.
I have no ability to fire.
Slam. No, you didn't notice it having that. 18.
Hits.
5 bludgeoning damage.
He's pretty much logging how much strength it has compared to its dragon itself now. It's like, oh, it must be using all of its muscle.
What's
It's
not
probably breaking
activated?
it's probably breaking its hands on me.
Fractal.
Alright.
Oh my god.
I'm probably gonna have to jump up in a second. 13.
13 hits.
3 lightning damage. Alright, I am sorry, I must be up real quick.
How real?
Quick, commercial break!
So while that's happening, what are you all doing?
I'm
feel
looking
like-
for a flamboyant Firbolg.
Okay.
Philip's not flamboyant.
Not you.
Oh, never mind.
Where are you
So-
looking?
Uh,
Anywhere?
Just doing the standard, information gathering, just roaming around town, listening to people, listening to rumors. And if he just happens to see a very flamboyant 8-foot-tall cow creature,
Right.
Make
he'll
me
start telling him.
Make me a perception check. Okay. You don't spot them, but you do hear a lot that they have been asking around for... They don't quite remember who. They don't know a name or anything, but the person said, someone like me. Someone like me. They've been looking around trying to find... Looking at different places of learning seems to be where they've frequented. Trying to
And
find
I get
whoever
an
they-
idea of where he is currently staying, so I can just go to him myself.
You actually hear from someone that he has elected not to stay inside the town, and they've seen him making camp outside the outskirts of the town at night.
Okay. I will use my glamour-studded armor woohoo,
Yeah.
Hey.
to make myself just look like like I'm wearing acolyte clothing, and I'll head out the exit he's heading out. And I want to try and just find him. Or her. Or
Are you
them.
going out, like, in the middle of the day?
No, towards the end of the night, because
Okay.
that's when they say they head out there.
Alright. So it's a desert. It's pretty easy to see, if someone's making a camp fairly close to the city. There's not a lot to obstruct your view. And you see a small campfire and a little bit of, like, a bedroll set out. And a long, lanky figure that almost seems to shimmer a bit on their clothing, stretched out on a bedroll at the campfire.
Ned is going to purposely make noise as he's walking towards them and just speak up as he gets close. Oh, kind sir, could you spare some warmth for a traveling acolyte?
He rolls over onto his stomach and props his head up on his chins and says, "By all means, all are welcome at my fire."
A shiver goes up my spine. I
You
control
gather
it.
that they're just like, they're kind of, you gather
Yeah, that would freak me out in real life too. So
fair enough.
I'm back in a few pounds later.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'll go down and sit down with him, and then you can go back to Pyro's thing.
Alright. As you sit down with this figure, he says, "Come sit. I wonder if you, know who I'm looking for." And we cut back to... Fractal just did Shocking Grasp, so that means it's zombie time. Smack. Oh, 7 does not hit.
Nope.
Alright. That's the zombie's turn. Fractal.
What you can see, this thing has a very one-track or zero-track mind. I would like to make the attempt to see if it ran towards me or the closest creature, which was also me. But he's trying to say to ask pretty much Connor's question earlier,
Make an insight check.
just like why it went after me instead of like the other zombie.
Make an insight check.
All right, because it has more meat on me. It can't be meat.
Meat.
Insight. 11.
Alright, give me a second.
Or over there, that's the first one I saw because I had it like looking at my back.
Give me a sec. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong spot. You gather that it rushed towards the nearest creature.
Okay. Alright. Is that my action?
Call it a bonus.
Zap.
Yeah, that hits.
Just gonna keep frying it until it stops moving.
It's gonna keep slapping you until you stop moving. Oh, sorry, just the 15. I accidentally double-clicked it.
Still missed.
That's fine.
It's starting to ping against my robe now, like...
I'm not even gonna advance the turn order. It's just the two of you.
Yeah.
It's your turn. 9 does hit, in fact.
Right. Zombie. Shit AC. Got it.
Shit AC.
Alright, 1 damage.
Slow
Why is Shotgun Grass
and meaty.
failing me?
It's 5. Doesn't hit.
Alright, that's it.
Your
Wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Oh,
I'm done.
he's proficient in that, which means instead of a
Whoa.
-2, he gets a 0. Which makes it a 2.
D12.
Oh, wow.
Do I explode its head?
Post that spell for me.
It's necrotic damage.
It's necrotic damage. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Okay.
It's totally dead.
Yes, no, I know. Okay. Alright, it falls down dead at your feet.
So he just reaches
Dead
over,
again.
places its hand on its forehead, and then just sucks. He sucks out the life force, and then it
The
falls down
energy
dead.
returns to the finger within your chest.
Yep, he shoves it toward his chest, and some of the wounds on him begin to mend.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you wait?
Oh, actually, no, that doesn't happen. It dispels itself. That was a cantrip.
Do you wait another few moments? Or another few hours
no.
for the...
No, I tell it to rip its own head off.
Fuck it. It really doesn't matter if you tell it to kill itself or if you tell it to stand there while you kill it. It dies either way.
Yep.
Because it's under your control for another 3 hours, so... One way or another. And the spell that I'm basing this... Well, the spell that this is doesn't... It doesn't say that it won't do anything harmful.
It's mindless undead.
Yeah.
So for those in the audience, there might have been some discrepancy in my class description. Teehee.
I'm.
Teehee. Or could it be my equipment?
I've got some theories.
Could be. I do take out the finger and I start prodding it with my magic, like saying, "Hello, is there someone in there?" That wasn't my magic.
Make me an Arcana check.
Oh no.
Well, you're prodding at it! Is this not
18.
what you wanted?
This is what I wanted.
You don't sense anything other than what you're used to from it. It's the same magical energy that you've known since you woke up. There's nothing unusual about it.
Okay, good. They haven't woke up if they're in there then. All right. He puts the ring back in it.
There's a ring on the finger. Sure, why not? Flavor.
No. Yeah. Oh, my God. It was on your finger. Yeah. He puts that back in there.
I mean, you can have rings on fingers that aren't the ring finger, but sure.
No, I wasn't saying the ring. I think the ring finger.
My sweet divination wizard.
Yay!
Is there anything else?
No. After he will. Can I just say he repeats this process with varying degrees of corpse out in the wild. Probably ends up making a crawling claw at one point. A few more goblins, maybe a cow.
I don't know about the crawling.
Yeah, you never had me fooled that you were a port wizard, by the way.
Glad.
I don't know about the crawling claw.
Crawling claw is a specific creature that is capturing the soul of a murderer into their hand.
Oh, well
Yeah,
then no. I probably wouldn't.
Checking on how to make
I probably need a little more information on the runes I'm working with to try and capture souls.
Oh!
So yeah, I'm gonna leave that on the table.
Actually...
Oh. The actually scares me. Which part?
Okay, I
was it,
kind of
Norman? The fact that you never actually saw the rolls that I used Porton on, or what?
This works. I'm gonna institute this as something in my game. As you are you trying to create a crawling claw, or is it just something that you think happens?
He is going off of the notes in his database. How damaged they are is up to you on that particular matter, but he's pretty much just going like hand by hand by those notes, being very clinical about it.
So he is trying actively to create a crawling claw.
He's going through like the little undead section of Monster Manual that he thinks he can attempt right now.
All right, make me an Arcana check.
$22.
That is enough. You have access to a new cantrip.
I'm sorry?
That I just found, and I kind of like it.
I'm listening.
It's interesting. I'm gonna copy paste it. I'm gonna copy paste it because I was so I'm getting it. Can you let me copy fucking paste it, please?
I'm just trying to be a clown for Connor.
So I was looking for how to make a crawling claw because if you haven't figured it out, the spell that I basically based your ritual off of was create undead. So I was like, if there's like a specific, and that one specifically says skeleton or zombie. So I was like, well, there's a spell that says, and this is what came up, and I kind of like it. Especially because this does, being a cantrip, it does specifically say that it gets destroyed.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the thing that normally crawling claws don't disintegrate after 24 hours. No, they're just like that.
I'm going to call it an unstable crawling claw.
Yeah, it's an unstable claw. It's, and you either cast it on a new hand, so you can't have the same hand. It has to be a different hand every time. That's the other stipulation that does say in the spell. You can only have one crawling claw at a time, and after 24 hours, you cast the cantrip on a new hand.
Okay.
Oh, after 24 hours, or you cast the cantrip on a new hand, your crawling claw crumbles to dust. So no matter what, you can only have one claw at a time. The claw that you have will only last for 24 hours. So you have to have a medium-sized or smaller humanoid, so it can't be like a dragon, that died within the last 20 hours.
I would like this giant hand to be my chariot steed.
Nope.
The pelican hand?
Nope. Dragons are not humanoid, they're dragons.
I know,
could I...
No dragon, but it's...
Yeah, that's what I said, Cal. Like, I'll get around to, it's landing on humanoids. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so raise unstable hand. That's what I'm going to call it.
Okay, sure, go ahead. I like that. Thank you, Reddit.
Thanks, Reddit.
Oh, yeah, this is streaming. Hold on, let me reopen that page. Give credit to... Who posted it? Posted by Any Snack Will Do on r/D&D 4 years ago. Thank you, Any Snack Will Do, for your raise hand homebrew necromancy cantrip. We dig it. It's really cool. We're now calling it Raise Unstable Hand, because why the hell not? Thank you, Any Snack Will Do.
Thank you.
2 crawling claw, thumbs up.
That's the snack. Okay, Fractal, so you have a new cantrip?
And presumably for the next 24 hours, a new little hand buddy.
If
I will call you... Vertigear.
You basically have access to, like, Thing or a corporeal mage hand that has the stats of a crawling claw.
Good.
You are slowly but surely becoming Robot Lurch, and I'm about it.
Yeah. Can I actually have, like, a sheet of the crawling claw, or is that something you got? I don't know if that's, like, I don't know if that's standard.
It's an actual monster, so I think it might be in monsters. Let me see. Let me see if I have access to it.
Yeah.
I do not have access to it, but it should be in test game, so I'll go put it in from test game real quick. But I can do that while other things are happening.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Alright,
so... the recording if you're tabbing over different games?
No, because I have it open on Firefox, and I have it set that only my Chrome browser will record, so you won't see anything.
Gotcha.
Cheat codes,
double checking.
Cheat codes, kiddos. Alright. Yeah. So, Fractal, is that what... have you accomplished your goals for your downtime?
Yes, I have new parameters I can work with besides getting to level 6 alive. So yeah, guys, I'm a very interesting wizard. I might not be entirely a divination wizard, but your characters don't know that, you shifty fucks.
I think I know what you are. I think I know the idea you came up with, and I think I know how you're working on it. Unless you... No, because you have used Portman before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know. Not to gloat.
Yes, gloat. Sure, that's what we're going to do. You had a victory.
Go right ahead, buddy. Gloat all you want, hun. Who's next? Norman,
I roll a deception check on Connor.
It's easy. I have a wisdom of 3.
You don't even have to. Yeah, Connor has a wisdom of 2.
Yeah, and as I am almost out of spell slots, I am going to rest out here one more day, and then pretty much this entire testing I take 3 days, and then on the 4th day I'll come walking back into town, and it
on the first day I feel like we should have an opportunity to say that we went to go look for him.
Definitely Sutha.
Like, oh shit, what's he doing? Because I don't.
Does anyone think that they would have genuinely looked for Fractal after a certain period of time?
Yeah, I mean, like, I was wondering if you were done with Pyro's thing. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. I will accompany Sutha.
Just so you give time for them to live. I came back like early on the 4th day if they don't find me.
Okay.
And then he just spends the rest of his time just faffing about reading it in the library.
Okay. So, Sutha, where do you go to look for Fractal?
Just aside from the things I wanted you to do, but I know I'm 4th, I believe, in the list.
Oh no, I was gonna have you guys. Well, no, I could use initial rolls. I mean, this is kind of still in line with the Fractal thing. So for the looking for Fractal, I'll have happen as.
But he was further than 1,000 feet out.
He sure was
by a far margin.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah,
I mean, we can ask the guards real quick because Bellum would have also tagged along.
If they saw Warforged leaving her strange skeletal armored figure.
I mean, what? This is important. When do you ask them this?
Considering that he left early in the morning and he only needed 6 hours of inanimate time, that means if Sutha woke up normally, like as if instinctively, like Fractal was there, that would have been 2 hours later.
Yep.
And if Sutha wanted to find him immediately, it would have been 2 hours after he left.
Whenever Sutha gets suspicious and shares that Fractal is missing,
she would know that, given previous history, the Fractal's kind of being standoffish, want to do research or something on his own thing. She'll give him probably a day or however long it takes.
Okay.
Then he doesn't show up the next morning.
And then go look and, I guess.
A day, you say?
Yep. Because I know, Shane. I know.
We have time. Technically.
That night, Ned's outside talking with the flamboyant
Yep.
Firbolg.
Right.
The first
So
one.
we're going to try and go in the
finish your thing with
time
the Firbolg.
order.
Did we talk about this flamboyant Firbolg at all to Bellum? About who this is? Or has this just come up? Because I don't remember.
It's been
won't.
rumors around town.
Yeah, you haven't been looking
And
for
that's
rumors
kind of
around
Ned's
town.
thing, so he's going to check it out because he's
Okay.
interested.
Only
'Cause I
two
did not
people
remember
have
reading
heard
about
this rumor.
Remember when we rolled for what next?
Only two players know about this. So,
Okay. I was just curious because I didn't remember a Firbolg, so that's where I was lost.
It's fuck. Adding that to my book. Did that cost ink?
no, it's something you naturally developed. So,
Okay.
I'd say, okay, what's the? It's a. I think cantrips are free anyway because there's
Cantrips you've memorized, they're not actually written in your book normally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what time of day is it? Are you looking on the first day for Fractal? Because this is all I'm technically counting a part of Fractal's downtime.
That's what I was wondering if you were
the
counting
second
this
day.
away from Sutha's downtime.
No, because this isn't really like Sutha's thing. It's just something going. Wait a minute. This is still connected to the story of Fractal's downtime. This is basically the tales of Ba Sing Se here, guys.
I'm Papa.
In Fractal's story, this story still has to do with Fractal. So, what time of around when do you realize he's conspicuously absent and decide to go?
Up arc.
That is important.
6 o'clock at night.
6 o'clock at night of the
Whatever the
first day.
equivalent be.
None of
Yeah.
the guards have seen him.
Okay. Then she'll try again the next morning.
What time?
6 a.m.
6 a.m.? I've not seen anyone of that description today, but I think there was someone like that yesterday morning around this time. Went out into the desert, ain't seen it since. Why?
Puts her fingers on the bridge of her nose. No reason. Thank you.
Welcome. He stifles a yawn.
Do you head back to the inn after that?
She gets what Fractal's, given what she saw the last time, he's trying one to be discreet at the moment. She knows while he may be a wizard, he's somewhat powerful, so she lets him go do his thing. She knows something's, he's taking care of something. Yeah,
Alright.
she'll head back to the inn.
So with that, closing out the Fractal episode of the Tales of My Adorable Assholes in Zion, Kagaz, you rolled a 17. You are next in the dice order. What would you like to do with your downtime?
On that first day, Kagaz wakes up. Standard time. Probably 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Well, he's gonna loaf around in the inn for a little bit, thinking about something. Also, testing his new armor every once in a while, just taking his axe and just poking at it, making sure it holds up. But eventually, around 10-ish, he's gonna look for Sutha.
Alright, Sutha, where would you be found?
Probably in the tavern.
Easy
Or
enough
near.
to find her.
Yeah.
Right? He'll stroll in. I'll say he is goofing off outside. Right through that door. Boy. Half-what? You busy?
I think Fractal's taking care of something, so not at the moment. How can I help you?
Well, like you had it away, this would be easier. All I need is standing back talk. I think we can go outside of the town real quick.
I just make a general insight check.
Sure, go ahead. Putting you back on the Zion map.
hint of what he's planning?
Make an insight check. Kagaz, make me deception or persuasion, whichever you're actually doing. Does Fractal mean well?
Fractal? I don't know if fractal means well. Not with them zombies.
Assume I would get he's probably wanting to fight, given how he is.
-3.
Yeah, she'd figure it out.
Yeah. She kind of chuckles. I mean, we fight with different styles, Kagaz, but sure, I'll entertain you this time.
He's gonna smirk a little bit. Well, I wanted to turn down a fight, but I figured we do a little talking first.
Oh. Then talk?
But he's gonna hoist his battle axe up on his shoulder, and he's gonna start walking outside.
Alright.
She'll follow.
Do you want me to take you to your battle map?
Yeah.
Ironically enough, it's the same one. This is the one that I had prepared for.
Hey,
hey,
It's not the same place. It's not the same place, but this is what I had prepared for your PvP.
Hey, yo!
I was like, oh
Come help me
hey,
raise some bodies.
this has some interesting terrain stuff that they could maybe use if they wanted to. And then Fractal was like, I'm in the desert doing necromancy, and I said, well, I guess this is the map we're going to use.
Well,
it's a multi-purpose map. The
multi-purpose.
The
We're in a desert.
is it looks very much the same.
Well, once you find a good spot, Kagaz is gonna sit up against this rock. And he's gonna set his battle axe into the ground, like blade first, just sticking out. And he's just gonna cross his arms. I've been thinking about some stuff since we've been in them catacombs. Sure ain't nobody really noticed that I'm in a bad mood. Hard to discern from my regular mood. What? I'm sure you got some insight on this. Being a cleric of them spooks and stuff, I'm sure you got something about it. What?
I noticed a little bit afterward you seemed kind of down on yourself a little bit, given your hard exterior, but thankfully I noticed.
Well, I was thinking, they had them famous people, or if you can call them that, in them tombs. What good is that? Honoring their legacy by keeping their skeletons locked away? Just for some necromancer to come and use them? What good is that at all?
That's the point of priest and tradition. People want to, keep the memories of the loved ones that fell. Just pay respects. And as far as necromancers, a lot of temples, they have precautions against such things, even though sometimes it's tradition, but it can happen, unfortunately.
You say it's tradition. But what about the old tradition of keeping their legacies alive? Good stories of their exploits and things like that. Not entombing their bodies that failed them. Ain't no good in that. Not at all.
That's why hopefully before you die, you can pass it on to your children or friends and acquaintances you meet along the way who can tell stories if you're not able to. But I agree with the aspect of stories and tales, but it varies from person to person. As the saying goes, to each their own, but most people, she just kind of looks down.
I had something to ask about that. You bring up
Yes.
passing it on to their children. How about your old man? He in a tomb somewhere?
My father is not dead.
He ain't? Had me fooled. He's gonna get up from the rock. That aside, glad your old man's alive. Maybe I'll be able to meet him. Find out if he's the bravest man you ever know. And if he's the strongest man you ever know.
Yes. She just stares at him.
I know. That's what you told me. But I'd like to see it for myself sometime. But for now, going back to what she said about the fighting, I wanted to test that legacy of your old man and you and see if that's worth fighting for.
Very well. As I said before, we have different styles. What are your rules? And we can also do above game, like what do we want to do for this to try and make it, kind of... Yeah.
Ain't no rules. You beat me down till I can't move, or I'll beat you down till you can't move. Whether or not you're gonna do that in a fighting manner, that's up to you. We're gonna see who's stronger.
I just have one thing to ask. This is above game. She will not do any of the spells that require you to make a save. No spells of that, and we get 1 round to prepare ourselves.
That's fine by me. We can make it a little easier since you're a spellcaster. How about I start down in that ditch over there, and you start up here?
30 feet.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Trust me, distance ain't gonna be a problem.
Here, so it's a decline, and you wouldn't have to fall here and here. But these are steeper cliffs. That it would be a jump.
Okay. All right. So 1 round to prepare. No spells for anything. So yep. Let's do it. And she did cast advantage herself at the beginning of the day.
I did see that.
Yep.
Okay.
I have terrible initiative. I gotta make do.
I'm excited for this. Get yourselves situated. I will say that this is your preparation round before we roll initiative.
He's gonna.
All right. If you are where you would like to be, please roll your initiative. I'm gonna get us set up in here.
You said we could prepare before, or we're preparing during the initiative order?
Prepare before initiative, because it really doesn't matter. The preparation more or less will happen at about the same time.
All right. Shield of Faith and Spiritual Weapon are up.
All right. Are those both close enough? It doesn't really matter.
Alright, guys, he's gonna pound his chest. That's it.
That's the preparation. The rituals. They're so
I didn't want to use a rune or anything. I'm talking above game. No runes, no.
He's got 2 runes, and one of them will disable you, and one of them he has to hit you.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Spiritual Weapon and Shield of Faith are up. So, yeah.
Roll your initiative whenever you're ready. That's basically how I'm gonna have you guys signal that you're ready to start your battle, is when you roll your initiative, that's when you lock in your preparation. And you can't
I guess he's spinning his great axe in his arms. This is a right scrap between orcs.
Let's do it! He suddenly has a voice in podcast. Oh yeah, let's do it!
This is
To the people at home watching, that was meant in a different way. God damn it.
Alright, scrap!
Crackle did it.
Oh shit.
You have advantage. There you go.
Kaga
gotta
is
do it with
officially
your
ready for
token.
the strap.
Okay, I'll put it in as 13 once you roll.
From over the hill, I use Portent to make his initiative 0. Or you.
No.
So you were there the whole time.
Oh, there he is! Clank, he's right up the hill.
I throw a goblin at you.
There.
Okay.
13.
Alright, 13, cool. Alright. Sutha, you're up.
Alright.
What you
Running
wanna
up.
do?
Runs up right to him. Staring him right in the face. I forgot. Kagaz is what, 7 feet tall? About 6'10"?
He's 6'10". Yep. Right on the money.
Alright, she's about 5'11". Looks up at him, has her spiritual weapon, which is the purple mace. She's gonna have it come here. I know you don't do... Yeah.
No, I have it.
Okay.
I
Yep,
saved
right
the
there.
token last time.
That's the orc half!
Concentrating on Shield of Faith. I'll just do blue for... Yeah. That. Hold her shield up, right up to him.
Oh, stop it.
This is not going to be easy, Kagaz.
That's what I'm counting on!
It'll take more... All you have to conquer me. And then she's gonna dodge as her action, shield, spiritual weapon bonus action attack.
Alright.
Yeah, conquer's not the word I had to use initially, but I like it.
Spiritual weapon. Level 2.
Let me try
That
something.
it's.
Ah, darn.
That does indeed hit.
Alright, sweet. So it just kind of bangs you on the side. I know it's not a lot, but still hits you there. And then action dodge, and that'll be it.
Alright. I'm not gonna bother moving the turn order, because it's like it was with Fractals, just the two of you.
Alright.
I'm putting another spiritual weapon over here, but this is for me to try and make it like just an actual token that Sutha can control.
Okay.
So ignore that one. This is the real one.
Oh, the stop's pulled! Here we go! Giant's might grows in size.
Nice.
Something is.
People of YouTube. Just kidding.
If
We
can
do
make it
condone
large
or
real
going to
quick.
work.
There we go. I was waiting for Pepper to say, we here at Dice-aster Children do condone sexually tension or half-orc battles.
Of course! Why wouldn't we? We're not cowards.
If they have children, I want them to be
You
as
make
smart
me
as
large,
Sutha and as
please?
strong as
Oh,
Kagas.
yes.
It's gonna be the reverse.
Completely.
Somehow we find out Kalyas has one distant human relative and they produce one human child. Just
I can't be reckless about this. I gotta get accurate.
Crazy.
Disadvantage, that does hit.
And right in the bullseye.
Bam!
Alright, so 11. $30.
Right.
Make that
No
count.
flame rune yet.
Okay.
So that's the end of his
Yeah.
turn.
Alright.
Leave the BDSM for the second date.
Alright. Action to dodge, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Nice.
That hits. That's a wallop right there.
Yeah, hit you like right on the thigh. Just like
Big meaty
thick thighs.
Say what?
Save lives. Yeah.
That thing's packing a punch.
Alright.
That your turn?
That's my turn.
Hit him with a schmeat.
Let's try this. Another swing.
11. That misses.
Oh, damn. Yeah, slippery little thing.
I have my moments.
And then he's gonna re-maneuver about right there. And that's the end of my turn.
Tactical advantage.
Alright.
So Kagas has the high ground? Okay.
It's
I
over.
think he's always had the high ground. By default.
It's over,
Alright.
Sutha. I have the high ground.
Alright, action dodge, spiritual weapon.
Onk.
Getting under that armor. But that's my turn, yeah.
Nice.
This is tougher than I expected, which is great.
Enjoy.
Here we go. I'm actually gonna apply Giant's Might damage this time.
Nice.
Oh no.
Do it. Do it.
Nope,
Fortunately, that misses.
it does.
How many rounds has it been? 4 or 3? This is the third round?
Yeah, I've swung at you 3 times.
So, yes. This
This is the start of the fourth round.
Oh, okay. Alright. Action dodge, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Nice.
That'll miss. That'll be her turn.
Alright. Hold on. Try moving that, Sutha.
Alright, there we go.
Yay! Alright, that is now under player tools.
Alright, thank you.
making me have to use this. Use his second wind for the bonus action. Ignore the giant smite.
Still nice, 13.
Ah, that feels nice. Now, I regret that this might not feel nice. And he's gonna swing.
Do it.
Dinky.
That misses.
Yeah, a 17?
Oh,
Dang.
guys are into
Heavy armor, dude.
shit.
Ned got
Power
a
shields. That is true.
You're
Right,
welcome.
and a
Susan.
Kaga's turn.
Thank you. That Shield of Faith AC of 21.
Oh,
Yeah, frontline cleric, baby.
Gotta love them, man. Alright, so
We'll
great
make
axe.
one day.
You had a
My fourth
badass
cleric, it
cleric.
really
Lilith
is
playing a
autistic.
wiping?
From what I heard, Lilith was a badass cleric.
Lilith was a fucking badass.
And the little time I was there. But alright, so action dodge, bonus action, spiritual weapon. Round.
I have one combo
That's miss. That's miss.
it is indeed.
That'll be your turn.
Spiritual weapon is so clutch, man.
When it hits.
Now, I respect the spiritual weapon, but I was hoping to get hit by you.
Yup!
Damn.
Hey,
You couldn't have.
I ain't to judge the fighting style,
You sure you
but I
didn't?
like to get hit by your arms.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say this video's gonna have to be age restricted.
What?
Age restricted live.
They're all age restricted.
Is there like an extra bar for a certain
No.
energy?
No.
Should there be?
There's a is this made for kids, which I have preset that all our videos are no.
I don't want
Strictly
kids
not.
here. If you are a minor
every-
here, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like
Be
like-
warned, our DM hates
Minors
children.
do not
She will
interact.
kick and burn any child she gets near.
Alright,
I
Kaga's, it's
don't
your turn.
want to get arrested.
I know, I'm letting him calm down. Right, Kaga's going in again.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, I can't let it end like that. Action surge.
Nice.
Do it.
Wow.
Do it.
Oh!
Oh!
Get him, Sutha! Beat him ass!
Alright.
Ah,
This is round
right.
I
6 or
think
7.
so. I'll
think
go
we might
count.
go-
You
let's
guys
start
do your
around
thing,
6.
I'll go count.
Let's
You
start
guys
around
do your
6.
thing.
I think you
Sorry,
might
I'm
actually
sick.
develop a
Oh.
crush
Yeah.
on you if you beat the shit out of him.
Wait, so am I doing the wrong thing?
Yeah!
Yeah, you just finished
No, wait, hang
the
on.
fifth round.
Fractal approves! Fractal approves! Dom the dumbass orc! Get him! He needs more bodyguards! Get him!
Action, dodge, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Yeah! Yeah!
Oof.
How? How you doing, big boy?
I mean, he's all right on health. It's just
He's a fighter. He's got a ton of.
he's got a ton of health. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. Are you using Hail?
She shouldn't be too far behind him in the health pool.
Yeah, she's got pretty decent health last time I heard.
I mean, the rogue is sitting at 35 health. The cleric should be higher.
Yes, but that is my turn. Action, dodge. That's it.
Alright, bottom of the 6th.
Just to let you know, Sutha, I am 100% rooting for you. And if Ned knew this was going on, Ned would 100% be rooting for you.
Start bets back in the tavern. Okay.
Somewhere off in the other end of the desert, Fractal's rooting for you to get another meat shield.
How about we try this? He tosses his great axe up in the air and pulls out his 2 hand axes.
Do it.
Please just fall back on him.
Bottom of the 6th.
There.
Kaga's up at bat. He swings.
Both miss.
The 23 misses?
Action,
Disadvantage.
dodge.
Dodging.
Damn.
Disrespect.
The pure disrespect she is laying down on Kagaz right now is disgusting.
I ain't calling worry about how hard I hit if I can't get ya.
She's dodging like a filthy gobbo.
Wait, your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Round 7. All right. Spiritual
I'm here
weapon.
for
Action.
chaos.
Action, dodge. Spiritual weapon.
Oh!
Oh, fuck.
Whack.
Damn.
Kagas.
Orc, half orc. I will roll another d8. Savage attacks.
Damn.
Damn.
Hey.
Bonk.
Wait, no, that's a melee weapon attack. I'm so sorry. Disregard that. That's just for the spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay.
Does
That is my-
does the spiritual weapon not make a melee spell attack?
It's
But
melee
it's not
weapon
a melee
attack.
weapon attack.
It's melee weapon
Gotcha.
attack. So that nix that, just that.
It's still a hell of a
18
hit.
damage.
Still a hell of a hit.
That's half of my health.
Man, you mind recycling the music?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it stopped that quickly?
It's 10 minutes long. It's not that quick.
Was
We've been beating each other for a little while.
Damn.
All right, Kage's turn.
By the way, just quick side note. This music's awesome, man. Good choice. You have good taste.
You did a good job with it.
Alright.
I almost
Yeah.
want to put on the Dawn of War 3 music I posted the other day.
No.
Oh, I didn't get to listen to that. I'll do that later.
Yeah, do it later. It's really good.
Two-hand axe.
Bottom of the 7th.
Oh, no! The two
Oh, I won.
Strat.
Oh, shit. Kage's getting worn down. He's got a single strike in there. It feels bad.
You did good damage on it, though.
At least you hit her once.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, you
Kage's
did.
would have been a different man. He didn't let a single hit.
You see her as she's dodging and stuff. She still kind of winces a bit from that one hit. She's like, that was a good one.
Damn.
All right, you're up.
Top
All
of the
right,
8th.
this is top of the 8th. Action dodge, spiritual weapon. That'll miss 13.
Banner, Widow, where you hiding? Don't play hide the zucchini.
God damn it.
Okay, well.
Hold on. Let me take a look. 1 second. At something. One moment. Sorry, doing a little bit of late research. Alright, well. Just gonna go for 2 hand axes again. And then... Oh, shit. Nope, no hits.
Good effort, though. And I did do it the extra round, so this next round, the spiritual weapon should go down. This round right here.
Oh, after the 9th round?
Because I had the first round.
Right.
Because of preparation.
Right. So you have it for one more round. You have it for one more turn.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, because it
Action
would be at
dodge.
the bottom of the round, then it would go away.
Action dodge, spiritual weapon.
Oof.
Just pow, right in the thigh, and then the thighs again, man. Cow guy's got some thick thighs, and that'll be it.
The thickest.
The thickest, man.
What color are
Really should have went for them change when I had the chance, huh?
And you notice, Cog, as you're looking, you kind of see the spiritual weapon, the purplish mace, just kind of dissipate real quick.
Well, I you ain't had that. He's gonna scoop his axe up again. What? Not yet. And he's gonna go for a grapple.
All right.
Athletics versus either athletics or acrobatics.
And you have an advantage because you're using dodge.
Let me see if my Giant's Might gives me advantage on strength. Should.
I think it does.
It
but-
should.
Yeah, it is. It's advantage.
Yeah.
Got advantage on
You're
this.
saying dodge. I think that's just dex saves.
It's yeah,
Maybe.
it's athletics or dex check. It's a check for both of us.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, here we go. 22.
Nope. I'm grappled.
Your speed is now 0, and you can't dodge.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
You gotta pin
That
it
is
against the wall.
that was my action.
Channel your
I still
inner
have a
Ned
bonus
and start
action.
shanking his ass.
I still have my bonus action, but now that I realize I accidentally picked up my great axe early, I don't have anything in my bonus action, so it's your turn. But you're
All right.
grappled.
grappled. Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Oh,
Bulk.
I believe. Hang on. Well, let me check the thing. Okay. Yep, spiritual weapon. I guess she'll try to get out of it. So opposed athletics, but she'll strike first.
Yep.
That'll miss. And then... Yep, I guess... Try to break out of it. So I guess opposed athletics, or...
Yep.
yep.
Nope. Still grappled.
24.
Alright.
Alrighty. So, here it comes. Alright, great axe without the dodge, damn it.
Wait, you're grappling me, so...
Yeah, that's two.
Oh, yeah, that's true. One-handed. 11 ain't do shit.
Yeah, unfortunately missed.
Amazing.
You still hit her shield, even though it's pinned against her.
Slap fight.
Yeah, pretty much at this time.
I gotta get these things out.
Alright, action. Try to break out again.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Oh, it's tied.
Yeah. Yeah, so nothing happens. It's a stalemate.
Yep.
Or
If they match, it's the same thing. Nothing happens.
Alright.
At least
okay.
that's how
Yep.
I've always heard it ruled.
That is
Take that
technically
thing
true.
from the donkey.
19.
That does hit. Oof.
Alright, Kagaz.
Hard side, I should have done this shit earlier. Another hand axe attack. Oh,
You useless fuck.
I ain't rolling good enough.
Wait, if you're grappled, would that be an advantage?
No. Grapple does
Oh.
nothing other than lower your
Restrained.
range.
Restrained's
Yeah.
different. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. For a guy with such big hands, you have such light strength.
Oh, come on now. I didn't say we gotta go after each other.
This is a fight. This is what you do.
That's true.
Alright.
Less and less like a fight. I'm gonna be honest here.
Alright.
My with big hands you have.
I really wish Ned was here.
It'd be
They're
amazing.
grappling in the dirt.
Because Ned would be pretty much. So, is this
If
like
we
a
had an
mating
audience, I'd
ritual
be
or
playing
something?
a bit differently.
The rituals are so intricate.
Yeah, I'm still grappled.
But
Alright.
this is all happening in full armor too, so it's making like sounds.
Yeah, it's
16.
Nope.
16 doesn't hit?
It does not.
Alright.
Sound like
Thankfully,
pregnant
I
water
got my damn
buffaloes.
plate done.
Your turn.
Well, since it's the end of your turn, I'll use my reaction for the stone rune.
Oh,
I know
Okay.
this is gonna be the stupidest thing I've done so far. But you have to make a wisdom save, cleric.
Alright. Probably gonna fail. It was a DC 13, 14, or 15?
I think my rune DC should
It's all
be
based off your con.
8 plus my con, so plus 4 plus 2, so it'll be 14.
Okay.
Not.
I ain't do shit. Now it's my turn. Alright. Well, if I'm going down, it's going to be swinging a big one. He lets go of you.
Alright.
And regular great axe.
Alright.
Fuck.
oh my god.
Damn! The one time I roll high enough to hit your
Jane,
ass.
haven't I given you like multiple inspiration at this point for just bringing out the zingers?
I don't even know what inspiration does because Connor gives me them cards.
It gives you an advantage.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could facilitate some confusion. By
Fuck
the way, Nora,
off.
you're saying Sholo, not Skolo. Skolo doesn't have an H.
There's no H in there. Yeah.
Whatever.
Connor!
Yeah, Connor, I'm actually pretty tomorrow. When you get time, I'm gonna need your help for getting those.
Alright, you're up.
So are we still standing? You just grappled me standing, or was it prone, like on the floor?
If it was prone, I would have had advantage on those other hits.
Oh.
Not that it would have mattered. We're just standing.
Okay. Alright, turn around. Shield up, dodge, spiritual weapon.
Here we go.
17.
17 does not hit.
Hey, all right. That'll be her turn.
Couldn't Cherries finish me off with your regular mace?
Freezing.
Oh, damn it, Pyro.
Big swing.
Close, but
I ain't close. Next turn.
just trying to pep you up, man. All right. All right. Action dodge. Bonus action spiritual weapon. 18.
That's a direct hit, and that's the rest of Kaga's HP.
Oh,
Non-lethal. She controls it to be like non-lethal.
of course.
Yeah.
It's
So she's hitting him directly in the head.
Do this.
All right. She looks at him. If you wish to charm me, you're gonna have to do a little bit better without any type of magic. The mace kind of comes right behind the butt end, right above his head. It just kind of
Bonk. And
Down on
Kaga-
the knee. Just,
she catches him as he falls. Tries to catch him as she falls.
well, he would have downsized as he's falling because he
Okay,
needs to
okay.
maintain giant smite.
And then cure wounds.
right back up.
He's gonna stand up. He's gonna limp backwards. Now that was something.
Yes, it was. You did incredible. You were amazing.
Ha! You can't order me that easy.
I wasn't lying. Your strikes were impactful. Even though some of them may have missed, I still felt the impact through my armor. You were incredible.
Now you're trying to flatter me?
Maybe, but anyways. We
Nah.
can check.
I think we can come to a conclusion that you just beat my ass. I underestimated you a little bit. Held out the runes. But shouldn't have. Now that I see, you're one hell of a fighter.
Kagas, this just goes to show we complement each other very well. Hold out her hand. Let's call it the draw.
A draw. Now, you gonna say that to my face? You can't tell the short one that I lost in secret.
I'll tell them you kicked my ass.
Nah, no lies.
Okay.
No lies.
I'll just say we had the good fight. Indeterminate winner. But anyways, let's head on back.
He's gonna shake Sutha's hand. It was a good fight indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna stretch. Oh, he's gonna look at his great axe. Damn, we need some work, huh? He's gonna tote it over his shoulder.
Could also maybe in the future, after we go to the next person, practice combat tactics so we can give both of us advantage, because when you hit, by God, you hit like a fucking dragon. You can bring a mountain down, hypothetically, but metaphorically.
Depends on the
Yeah.
kind of gun.
Anyways,
A nice fractal-sized mountain as he swings his great axe in the air.
sure,
Metallic dapping in the distance.
that's the way to put it.
All right, let's roll.
All
And
right.
he's just gonna tote his axe over his shoulder, pass Sutha on the back, and they're gonna walk back.
All
right.
right. You make your way back to Zion. We are still in Kagaz's downtime. Kagaz, what else did you want to do for your downtime?
Well, after getting completely humbled by a spiritual weapon, Kagaz is going to look about for something that isn't as smart as Sutha in the form of a kill quest. And he's going to invite Sutha and Ned along if they'd like to go.
Ned'll go.
Well, basically anyone in the tavern that's there. So anyone but Fractal.
I actually have some business to attend to, but you two go fun.
Oh,
All right.
I wouldn't mind helping you out. I was just going to do some crafting for the week. When you ask Bellum, you said people in the tavern.
Yeah. Well, if you ask you guys, who don't care about any other person.
And this would be after I had the discussion with the flamboyant.
It would be,
Firbolg.
technically, yes.
Right, let's get rolling then. Lanky, Shorty, and myself. See, I ain't call you stunty. That's reserved for the dwarves.
God.
I'm so glad Kagas is here all the time. Oh, man. So this is the kill quest you're looking into, yes?
Yep. The kill quest / adventure / whatever you planned.
Okay.
A necromancer showed up on the southern province. Go kill him.
Coincidentally, right near that mine.
So I'm putting you on a scary map so I can tell you. As you're asking around about a kill quest, you hear someone mention a rumor that some sort of strange, unknown creature has been plaguing the people around the river right about here.
Oh, thank God. The opposite direction.
Right about there. That they're somewhere underground, but it's where the river goes underground. There's some sort of weird creature.
Weird creature? I'll log the description.
Gotta have a weird creature. Do you want to go after it?
Yeah, suppose we head there.
Alright.
If you guys have no objections to hunting down a weird creature.
I will, this is on the first day, right?
No, this is after.
Sorry about
Any
that.
description on the weird creature? Because Bellum would like parts to harvest and craft with, but he also might be going with...
Have weird creature. That's what you get from the guy.
I'm going to make a roll to see if he goes to look for Bellum, or goes to look for Fractal. He's been looking for Bellum a long time. No, let's see if he goes to look for Fractal, if he goes with... Nah, actually, he's just going to go with Kagas.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, it's the fourth day. I come back proper.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
out
will
there.
travel out with Kagas to go help him whoop ass on this thing and then harvest its parts for crafting and stuff.
Alright.
And we'll get to what I did on the first 2 days when it comes around to me.
Yeah. Last.
Yeah. Fucking 2.
Use my chat.
Two's in the chat.
Who's in
Two's
chat?
in the chat.
Who's in the chat? That is the number of strikes I possibly could have landed had I got an advantage.
Rip. Alright.
Alright.
So you make your way up there, towards this strange creature. It takes you about half a day to get up there, to where that is. So, you guys can just... Do you talk at all on your way up there? Just
Towards the creature?
towards where the thing is.
Where is it located?
I pinned it. It's over here.
I missed it.
You fool!
By Venzer Abbey. Okay, sorry I didn't see the ping.
It's closer to the river, because it's where the river kind of goes underground over here.
Any description on what it is?
I already said no!
I'm trying to get... Okay.
Open your ears, boy!
I'm trying to get out. Should he be
that-
prepping for an elemental, etc., etc., etc.?
You
Uh,
got
That's the order.
nothing.
So, walking up to it, he will be talking to Kagas, assuming it's just the two of them. And,
Ned said he'd join.
oh, did he? God, my ears really are clogged.
Wow, you're
Whoa.
not just not paying attention.
Ouch.
The pot of greed.
Just chit-chatting, idle talks, probably goes into ramblings about his theories about the chapel and stuff. Which I'm assuming is very quickly stopped by Kagas going, shut the hell up. But other than that, nothing in particular. Just that when we come to the day of it, infusion wise, he will let Sutha know he'll break the mind sharpener until they get back, and will instead give. Let's go with. Does it take only a check or saving throw? Okay. And then he will infuse an alchemy jug on his way out.
Interesting.
Instead of,
Okay.
and he will keep the defense on his armor. And he will spend it for the water as they're going up there, so they don't have to stop and
Okay.
deal with that.
All right.
As well. And then on the day of, he will not have spent it yet because it makes a lot of water that you can fill up fairly quickly. And so that's his preparations for arriving.
All right.
If you need a refresher on the amounts they make.
No. It's water. You're fine.
Yeah. Fresh water, if that needed to be specified.
No, I got it.
Yeah, I know. But that's it.
I got it. All right. Anything else?
Ned's preparation is just to make his armor look like his normal armor.
All right.
Let's get a move on then.
All right. Okie dokie. So, as you head in, let me put you on your map here. You are coming in up in a general this way direction. Yes.
Let me change my health to back to full. Because it would have been the next day.
That it is one cell too wide. That's okay.
And
Fixed it.
Bellum clocks on his temporary HP at the start of the day, and doesn't doff his armor at all.
Mm. Big mood.
I forgot to narrate what the stone rune looks like when he activated it. Feels bad. It's fine. Next time I use it.
All right.
He's never used a stone one before, so he didn't even know what it was going to do.
Okay. Do you do anything as you enter the cave? You hear water trickling and, well, rushing, more like. That's as it trickles down these levels, and each level is about 30 feet lower.
Because of my past experiences, looking at it's a cave, right?
It's a cave.
Does this look like a single thunder wave will collapse the fucker?
This one, no. With the size of it, no.
I will.
Just don't punch a fucking wall this time. I will caution you against attempting to punch walls.
Duly noted.
Ned is going to stealth, because that's what Ned does.
All right.
Poorly. It's a 14. I have advantage.
Okay. Let me double check something real quick.
Here to look around.
All right, let me double check something on my other page real quick. Not that it doesn't fucking matter. You guys are gonna see it eventually.
I just want to get the jump on
See
it.
it right now. I know. I'm just like going to look on my non-recording page, and then I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter at this point. Okay. You go out to there. You don't see anything.
How far is this drop?
It's each level is about 30 feet down. So each time you see this drop, it's about 30 feet, except for
Then
this
we
one,
are
which is
going
about
the fuck around.
or which is about 50. This one's about 50.
And as he's rounding the corner, he will signal the others to kind of follow, but at a distance.
Okay.
Tell him to stop here. And take another look around.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
$18.
Well, you don't notice anything. Just the rushing of water you gather there is a pool, like an underground cave pool that kind of leads to an underground water system. That's where the water rushes to.
How deep is this water?
About 10 feet, but it is also rushing at a pretty good speed. Not rapids crazy, but it would make a tug. You would have to swim. Yeah. Okay.
Come down here to look around.
The 50-foot drop. Okay, make me another perception check.
17.
You notice a strange movement on the surface of the water around this area.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
You notice a strange movement on the surface of the water around this area. Like the water's rippling weirdly.
He is going to motion for Bellum to come to him.
Okay.
And he's gonna, like, make the motion to be as quiet as possible.
Bellum will try to silently move, but his he can't take his armor off now because he spent one of his charges for his temp HP.
Yep.
So...
If you're trying to be stealthy, that's disadvantage.
How does a 5 work?
Not great.
Once you start making noise, he's just gonna look at Kagaz and, like, shrug and, like, come on.
It's just gonna stroll up.
You ever been dynamite fishing, Bellum?
No, as he clambers back up from tripping over his ankle.
Do you have any explosives?
I mean, I've got the ones built in, the offensive capabilities in my armor. Like prepares me.
You would know that how to make it known if I had anything that blows up.
I can make some oil if you really want with my...
No, I need an explosion. That you can throw into the water down there, make it go boom.
You're tackling a skeleton in the distance.
I don't have any on me, but, next time we go to town, we can stock up on some powder kegs. And, I forgot to show you all my new thing. You see, he takes out a small pouch, which has been sewn up in wyvern skin. I don't know how it's evaded my thought this long, but look. He puts his arm into it, and it goes up to his shoulder. And
As you all doing this, the water ripples.
Ned has the look of, like, really, right now, Bellum.
The water
just really
written across his face.
Bubbles and churns below you as bursting out of the water.
Oh.
Flying up towards you at a rapid speed. And hovering. So.
Well, shit.
Hello there, pretty. I'm gonna best your face in now.
I don't know if pretty is the right word, but he sure is something. Let me see if I can find a good thing for hovering.
I think there's a thing of wings.
I'll do a single wing, because I usually do double wings for Bless, so he is flapping.
Fair.
Flapping to stay aloft. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Even me?
No.
A 6 again! Yo!
4's in the chat. 4's in the chat.
Nah.
Only two.
It's the GM, but it's fine because it's on the token anyway. So
It's not the same.
The quickest shutdown. No, DM. This joke is only for 2.
It's only 2, baby. It's only 2.
Only two.
I didn't
1,
suffer
2,
for a whole
4.
campaign for it to not be 2.
Sword. Ed. It comes up. It's got these beady little red eyes. It's not cute.
A solid core of a campaign.
Oh, that's a hell of a start, baby. Yeah.
All right, that is very good. Oh yeah, I just can't see its stuff because you guys are covering it, but it's still there, which is good. Okay, so that's 13.
25.
All right, cool.
He'll go shit
nice.
as he flings himself backwards and stabs at it with his short sword. Bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
And whoop, 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 whoop. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. He's staying put.
Okay.
Bonus action, shank again.
Let's go! He's the fuck out of it. Why can't I get that?
Alright!
He just took it all from you.
32 total, goddamn.
Very nice start!
Oh,
Very nice! Applause to you, my friend!
Anything
Okay.
special for 2 crits in a row?
I guess just watch you shank this thing in both the times.
Inspiration for 2 crits in a row.
Hey,
Yay,
'Cause
inspiration.
that's just fucking cool. And I also remembered that I hadn't really given it to anybody other than Shane, because Shane's just got some baller zingers. Alright, Bellum.
So seeing
Laughing menacingly.
does it seem hostile?
Yes!
Well, you
No.
never know. I'm deciding now it's her. Now he doesn't want to fight. I'm being.
Mikey, if you ain't punched this thing in the face, I'm punching you in the face.
I literally
Alright.
just said it's flapping menacingly, Connor.
I know there was. Never mind. It didn't land the way I wanted it to. He pulls his arm out of his wyvern bag of holding. It is like still tied to his belt loop and just kind of drops. And as he pulls it out, his fist was building up energy in there. As it pops out. Yes, thank you, Liv. He's going to. I think. Actually, no. I
Think
don't
faster,
have any-
you have 6 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I will just go for a booming blade.
Alright.
Thunder punch. So
Under
won't-
punch.
it can't move after if this hits. I should say
Well,
if.
it can. It
Oh,
just
yeah, but then it
takes
just-
damage if it,
It
does.
moves in
Yeah.
place. Hovering.
Yeah.
Flap,
If it
flap.
moves out of that 5-foot square, it takes damage.
Yeah.
If this hits. Thunder Gauntlet. Does this? I'm not blessed.
It does not hit.
Six.
Turn blast off.
It's off now.
It doesn't hit. It's a swing and a miss.
Pretty good bless though.
Yeah. I don't see anything I can do for a bonus action, so that'll be it.
Alright. Targas.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go for the big hits. I've been missing these ones. What?
Very
Yes.
nice.
damn.
Pretty.
Hit.
Jesus Christ. I can't put anything up against Joel.
Here comes the guillotine.
I was like,
So
there's
before-
only 3 of them that are gonna go to this. It'll be fine. I can make.
We have a rogue and a great weapon fighter, so we gotta be.
I just gotta start adding like 100 HP on top of everything because I have a fighter and a rogue that just
Yep.
annihilate everything in their path. And I love
Yeah.
it. I just feel bad because like I don't want to fucking kill you guys, but I also don't want you to like hit an enemy twice and then it's
Don't
dead.
think like that. Send
Liv.
some shit out of us. If we die, we die.
Toss that notion out the window.
That's the spirit of the war,
I don't want
baby.
to kill you guys on a downtime quest, okay?
If we die, we die. Damn
it would
it!
have been
I'm
fun.
gonna go swinging.
Is someone dying?
No.
This thing's dying because we keep critting it.
That's your turn.
Seriously.
No, because I can action surge.
Okay, go ahead.
Please.
Wah!
That just hits. It is
That's-
barely up. It is barely up, but it is still up. It looks so.
It chose the wrong day to wake up.
It heard you guys coming. All right, is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, at least I do get.
Now
to do
think,
this.
will this wild animal stay and fight us, or will this wild animal run the fuck away after what just
I don't
happened
know
to
if
it?
I would call it a wild animal. So this winged, scaled, flying creature rears back its long neck and breathes out in a 30-foot cone on all 3 of you.
Interesting. Can it hit all 3 of us with the cone?
There's no way it can hit all 3 of us with a cone.
As it
It's only
choose-
2 of you.
Yeah,
2 of us.
So
It
which
Bellum's hit either way. It's just
Yeah, Bellum's the only guaranteed hit.
Hold on. Isn't there a thing
so
where you
roll
can put
D2.
Yeah.
Is there a isn't there a cone in the assets that you can search for where I can?
It would have to move if it wanted to hit all three.
You can basically think a cone will do this. Like, hold on, shit.
I'm
The
back.
cones have
at
90 degree
guys.
angles.
It's like this, kind
Oh,
of. This kind of goes to 30. And it'll go out there, and then it'll come back here.
Yeah.
This is the best combat ever. I can lay in bed and just watch you guys beat
1,
the
2,
shit out of
3,
wild
4,
animals.
5, 6,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
This ain't a wild animal.
Roll a
That's-
D2 for Ned
guys.
4, 5.
or roll D2 for Ned or Kagas.
Or reposition.
Or yeah, reposition.
Yeah, so that's the size of a 30-foot cone, more or less. I mean, a little bit narrower, but... Actually, no, I think that actually is it. I'm pretty sure they have a 90-degree angle.
If you want to reposition to hit all three of us, someone's going to get an opportunity attack.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
Nah,
This cheese
we'll
too.
just roll. 1 is Ned, 2 is Kagas.
Because I'm number 1. I have the most kills so far.
Sure.
Oh, damn it, Shorty!
It's going for Ned and Kagas.
No,
No,
Bellum and Kagas. Bellum.
Bellum
Oh,
and
the
Kagas.
Kagas!
Okay.
Wisdom save.
14.
Failure.
Of course.
12
It's a
psychic
wisdom
damage. You are frightened of the dragon for a minute. The wisdom
Okay.
save.
Damn, I could have tried to shove the thing. Hang on. I've got a new feat that might actually finally be doing something.
Can you use it as a reaction?
It's about deck saves, not wisdom saves.
Ah!
Never mind.
Oh, Shield Master.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
nice.
wrecked, motherfucker! You're finally
Yo.
doing anything. My enemies finally get to do
Hold-
something to you, Bellum. You
Hold,
save.
hold on a
You
sec.
take
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec.
What?
I'm checking the lucky feat.
I think that can only apply to your stuff, right? Or
Yeah.
something
Can you check
targeting
it?
you.
Let him check
It's
it.
just me.
Yeah, something targeting you or something
Yeah.
you're doing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just me.
yeah.
So, Bellum, you take
Roy
6 psychic
checked.
damage and you're not frightened. Kagaz, you take 12 and are
Wait.
How does Bellum save?
14.
Bellum
It's a
failed.
14.
Oh, it's an
DC
easy 14.
14.
You both
Yeah.
fail! I saw the 12 psychic damage and my brain read it as the DC. No, you both fail. You both take 12 psychic damage and you're frightened of the dragon for 1 minute. I'm just so glad
If you
that my
want to
enemies are
officially frighten
finally
me, you
doing
winged
something.
bastard!
Ned's gonna kill it, but I'm glad it got to do something.
Not if I do first!
Ned's
Stone
turn
Moon!
comes before
Wisdom
yours.
save!
What?
No, it's
Stone
mine.
Moon.
Mine is when something ends its turn within 30 feet. I use my reaction to invoke the rune, and if he doesn't save, he's fucking falling to his death, that little shit.
I have to double
Holy
check
damn,
the
you
are
frightened-
the sleep
right
kill
me,
me.
shitter.
Hold on. What does the frightened condition do?
Disadvantage on
It's advantage on
Can't
attacks,
move
and I can't
closer.
approach it.
Attacks at disadvantage.
Attacks at disadvantage. Okay, that's what it is. Alright. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. Your reaction. Make a wisdom save throw. Alright.
DC 14. No, you little shit!
Doesn't have advantage, so that's a failure.
So,
it
speed is
falls.
0, incapacitated, and he's falling.
Yeah.
As it's falling.
It
As
is
it's falling.
literally descending.
13.
Those are your advantage. 13
No,
misses.
16 barely hit it. That's not hitting it.
16 is its AC.
Damn.
Okay,
It repeats the
50
saving
feet
throw at the
fall
end of its
damage.
turn,
How
though.
much is that?
You
It-
fall 60 feet a turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 50-foot drop. That's...
Later,
It'll hit
bitch.
this turn.
Isn't that 5d6?
Well,
D6,
I'm gonna
yeah.
roll it on its turn to see if you guys hit it.
Well, Ned didn't.
That was my turn. Ned just looks at Kagaz and stares daggers at him. He's like, that was my kill.
Ain't nobody killed till it's dead, shorty.
So it's still in the air?
Do you
and it's about
want
to
me
hit?
to drop it now?
It
Yeah,
should... It should
Okay.
fall on its turn.
Alright. 5d6 it is then. It's dead.
Damn. I was about to swoop in with magic missile and try to take it too.
I was
Break
like,
that
do you
neck.
want me to drop it now? Because it's gonna die. Okay.
And there he
I'll
goes.
kill it.
Bravo, guys.
That's 5
Job
hit
well
points left,
done.
guys. It was not. There was literally no way for it to survive.
Bravo, guys. Good job. Nice.
Ned's gonna hand Kagaz one end of his hempen rope, and, while staring at him, and he's gonna go. I'm gonna go collect the head.
I'm coming down first. I'm gonna harvest as much as I can and put it in the bag. I'll go down first.
You weigh a lot more.
Let Ned
Looks
go
at
down first.
Cog
He
as-
already said he was
I have no
down.
It ain't matter which one of you goes down first. I ain't moving.
All right, down we go.
Yeah, let Ned go down first. He said he was gonna go down first. Let him have his thing.
Okay.
No,
Ned
fuck
goes down and immediately starts taking the short sword to the head to try and lop it
I
off.
will try and stop you and go, I'll help you take the head off. You don't have to just cleave it. There's useful
that'll
parts
work.
on this stuff.
Okay.
He looks at Bellum and goes, I have anger issues right now. That damn orc stole my kill.
So you're gonna act like an idiot in response?
Yes.
Okay.
And he waits for you to get
Make
there
an
to help him.
attack roll. It's easy enough, but just make me an attack roll. Mainly
No,
just with it.
he waits for Bellum to get down and help him.
Bellum switches his
You don't want to
all-purpose
wait
tool
for
to
Bellum to get down immediately so you can lop off the head just as his feet touch the ground?
No, Ned thinks clearer than that. He's annoyed, but he's not fucking dumb.
Bellum will help him with his all-purpose tool, switching it out to leatherworker's tools. Take a knife and carve off the skin, then take a harder tool and dislocate
You still have to
vertebrae.
make checks for this.
Yeah, I know. I've learned my lesson of describing before I do it with the fucking bag. I'm assuming it's leather workers to harvest the head.
Well, it depends. Okay, what are you trying to harvest first?
The head.
Just
the
remove
head.
the head for him. I'm assuming for a trophy.
Yeah, and proof of what we killed so we can get paid.
Okay. That's just make an attack roll, see if you whiff it, if you just want to chop the head off.
Yeah,
You're
Bellum's
gonna
gonna do
get-
it so he didn't damage anything in like the neck, particularly to
Lop.
try and.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
It lops right off.
Then he'll walk over, tie it to the rope, hold it up, and toss the rope back down for us.
And
And then he
Well-
will stay and assist Bellum with harvesting of other shit.
okay.
So Bellum will have advantage on all of his rolls.
So, how magical? How much magical potential does this seem to have? About the same as the wyvern, more or less. Or is that a check that I need to make?
Any of you gets know what the hell it even
This
is.
is more,
Nope.
considering it hit you with a magical attack. It has more.
Then he will definitely go at harvesting its skin as well, because he notices the wings, and those are coming home.
It would be scales, but yes.
Ned will yell back at Kagas, "No clue, some type of reptile." And then he'll take a look at it. Can I roll an investigation to try and figure out what the fuck this thing is?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I make a nature check to do it?
19.
Sure.
Good enough.
Yeah. So, were you guys not able to see it in the thing?
We saw it. We're just.
We saw it. We're trying not to metagame.
It's a young deep dragon.
The fuck? Do I even know what a deep dragon is?
Do you think you would?
Rolling down in the D, buddy.
No, not really.
Then no.
Well, it's obviously some kind of pokes it dragon. You know what kind of dragon this is?
I'm not sure, but it does look a little bit poisoned by some unearthly presence. Like, it doesn't seem like it's touched entirely by a natural birth. He says that he's examining it over. You see evidence of poisoning. He's gesturing like around the eyes to the redness there and the tatteredness of the skin, of the wings. It seems like it's been poisoned more or less by
Okay.
some sort of effect.
I don't think that's
Cogas!
the vibe that you get.
We're dragon
I
slayers.
can explain why I think Bellum would know a little bit about this.
That's not what deep dragons are, but okay.
Deep dragons are dragons from the deep dark, aren't they?
The Underdark, yeah, but they're not poisoned.
No, like plainly
Like by
poisoned is what I'm
madness.
saying. Like
Wait.
it's warped by the presence of the Underdark.
I mean,
I
if
think
that's
there's
what you want
an interesting Underdark in there.
but technically, lore-wise, in my world, it's not necessarily a warping.
I'm saying in the perspective where he understands things from a druid's grove of things live in the light and sun, they have plants. Things in the Underdark have unnatural growths.
Interesting
Hence,
take.
that's where he recognized this pattern from.
Interesting take.
But yeah. So then he will leather worker's tools to harvest its flesh. I'm
Okay,
assuming.
the scales.
Yeah.
Okay, I have your DC.
Leather workers, I'm assuming.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
For this,
At
it'll
advantage
work.
because Ned is helping me.
Is Ned helping you?
Yes,
said he
Ned
was.
is assisting with all of this, so we can get as best we can.
All right.
This is money. This is
And-
fucking money,
And
Ned's all over that.
I use my all-purpose tools secondary ability to give myself guidance for 8 hours, and I cast it on myself.
Okay.
And now I'm going to harvest at advantage with guidance.
Jesus.
Motherfucker. All that for
Yeah.
All that for
14.
14 is not a success.
They are.
Unfortunately.
You try. Bellum's never working with leather again after this experience. Jesus.
Want to try
Wow,
harvesting
man.
something else?
Oh, by the way,
You're
I saw
You're
that
really
set
fucking
to.
this up. You want me to just cut the wings off,
I was
and
going
we
to say
can have
that
an actual leather worker do them into town?
we'd have to preserve it on the way over and then get.
We don't have to
Right.
preserve it, man. We're like a couple hours out
Yeah,
of
you're
town.
half a day away.
Yeah.
They're not gonna rot
I
in
will
a
say,
day.
Liv, I did use intelligence based on that one, like I did for the bag. If you wanted it with something else, I can.
Technically,
It'd
the
be
skill
much lower.
that this is based off of by the website that I found is nature, which is an intelligence skill anyway. So
Oh, cool. I had proficiency in nature too.
So,
all right, cool.
Bellum, I'm just chopping off the wings, and we'll have an actual leather worker deal with those. That way you don't cut into too much of our profit with this.
Now Bellum is a little bit pissed that he can't do the thing he wants to do. It's like,
So-
fine. Can I see the head? And he will go looking for
Haga's got the head. Wing 1, wing 2.
oh yeah, you're fine. It's at this point, since it's dead, I'm not really considering armor class. I'm more considering if you.
You're just
get-
looking for nat 1s.
I'm looking for nat ones for
That's
for
what I figured.
the just chopping shit off.
or rolls.
Okay, can I make a look to see if this meat's edible?
Yeah, that would be a nature check.
I'll help.
We can just bring a piece over here. I'll figure it out.
Hey, Bellum, you think this shit's edible?
I don't know. Let me make a nature check about it. Blink, blink.
Make
11,
nature-
please. Make another 11. Okay, that's not 11.
Hey! Hell yeah.
Dragon
28.
meat. Shut up. Dragon meat is a delicacy and is considered one of the finest meals you can eat. The meat spoils fast, but gourmet chefs will pay dearly for the meat. You can also
got any
make
more rope?
dragon
Hog-ass
jerky.
rope.
You can also make dragon jerky. If the meat is dried and smoked, a young dragon can yield about 2d6 days worth of dragon jerky. Dragon jerky is
Interesting.
extremely filling, and a day's worth weighs only a quarter of a regular ration.
So
Watch
Bellum will
it.
produce the preserving chest that Ned purchased from the bag of holding and set it down, revealing that it decays fast, but this chest will prevent it from doing so.
Yep.
And he
Not
will
utterly.
he will.
Just slow
Not
it down.
utterly.
It makes it. No, I thought you said it can't spoil in there.
No, it slows it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Massively.
Never mind.
I
but
think
same
she
difference.
said from 1 day to 10 day to spoil. Something like that.
Okay. So he takes out the
Pretty
chest.
epic
preserver.
music for carving a dragon, too.
Yeah.
Eh,
So you
Yeah.
take
Gonna
his
let it-
all-purpose tool becomes a meat cleaver, and he goes to whacking off pieces of meat. Check.
Whacking off, really, Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's butcher's tools, but they
No, it'd
essentially
be-
do what he's
it'd be
making.
cooked.
Got a nice butcher's tool right up here.
It'd be Cook's tools.
We'll try and
More to
collect as much as
prepare
we
it.
can.
No, it's fine.
What do you want us to roll to see how much we collect?
Just do me a nature check for this. That's what it is. On
Okay.
what I'm looking at.
You want to help me with it?
Yeah, I will
Ned?
give you assistance.
Okay, and
I
I
will
will guide
tell you
myself.
above game, this is the easiest one on the list for this creature.
I swear to God.
Okay,
It's a
22.
DC5,
22.
dude. You get 6
Good.
pounds of raw dragon meat.
I will put that in my inventory since I have the bag of holding.
Yep.
And it is in.
And then with the
we can
wings,
get a shitload of that.
the
Yeah.
head, and this 6 pounds of meat.
Yeah, the wings are about, for both of them, 50 pounds total.
Okay.
About
Bellum,
25
you carry him.
pounds.
You go in
And
the bag of holding?
Ned pretty much walks up the wall using the rope.
Nice.
So, what is the other thing? So I've got 6 pounds of dragon meat.
Yep.
And then he gave me the wings.
Yeah. Which are 50 pounds apiece, so you got 2 of them.
And they're in the bag of holding.
And I'm sure Kagaz is walking around with the head.
Kagaz has the head on his hand like a puppet.
Reasonable.
And then he's gonna point towards Ned and use it like a hand puppet and open its mouth and everything. Damn shame you didn't get to land a hit on me, shorty.
And Ned's gonna look at him and go, I'm still in the lead.
Well, I killed the
still
dragon.
just 1.
And very last thing, I wanted to grab the claws off of it for ornamentation.
Yeah, but it's a pretty funny one.
Claws. Well, I'll use the DC for that because there's not one of those and there's not something for claws, so that'll work. Okay. Nature.
27 by
Yeah,
myself.
About to do it.
DC 15, you're fine. It says it's horns, but it doesn't have a horn, so I'm using it for claws. You get 10, or it kind of has, the claws are a little different, so it's not like 5, it's more like, I've always imagined this one kind of having like a like 3-toed sloth, so you get
6?
6, yeah. My brain is shutting off today, apparently. Yeah, you get 6, but they're longer than normal. They're longer and a bit more curved than normal. Or they're... Okay, so here's the thing. Dragon claws, regular dragon claws, are kind of curved like an overgrown kitty cat claw that needs to get trimmed. These are curved like sloth or wolverine claws, so it's a very long, very subtle arc compared to a more acute angle.
So he will take that as well as his other stuff, wyvern stuff, and set them aside for ornamentation purposes.
Okay.
I'm gonna start keeping track of that kill count too.
Alright.
If you keep track of yours, I'll keep track of mine.
I was gonna keep track of both, or try to.
Alright. Is that it in here for you?
I gotta use Roman numerals, so it looks cool.
Fair enough.
Actually, no, that'll get annoying to read later.
Yeah.
Alright, so we head back to town with our haul.
There you go. Takes you about half a day.
Oh, fuzzy. Back.
Bellum, hit up the chefs, sell that meat.
Will do. And Bellum will take it out of the chest of preserve and be like, here's some fine dragon meat. All the way from straight from farm to hopefully your tables.
All you have to do is say dragon meat, and they are happy to pay you 60 gold for all 6 pounds.
Ding! And Bellum doesn't know how to haggle, so he walks away with the 60.
Good.
And it's...
Will you tell us that's what you made?
It's what it's worth.
So we'll split that 20 apiece.
There you go.
Bellum doesn't lie, and Bellum doesn't haggle. This is why I found it funny to try. Bellum, go sell this for us. I was like, okay. The first price he gets is the one he's taking. We'll see how that goes.
He haggles when he buys, but not when he sells.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
just
even
took
haggle.
one of those from myself.
Yes, he does.
20 gold from that, and then what was the payment for the kill quest?
Oh, shit. It's in my binder over here. I forgot. You get... I'll just add it up. You get 3,000 gold.
Between the three of
We
us.
get 1,000 apiece?
Yeah,
Jesus.
more or less.
Your economy's fucking weird.
Listen!
If the adventurers disappeared from this economy, they would be having an economic
I
crisis.
made Ned kills and
This
Kagaz
is not
kills.
what I focus my world building on. I don't give a fuck about the economy. The stock market is astrology for white men. And yes, I do stand by that opinion.
Liv, I'm pulling against you because I'm looking like I'm shortchanging my bitches when I get to start giving them rewards.
Fine, do it.
Oh.
It's your world.
I made it into resource bars.
There you go. It's your
By the
world.
time we
I
get
don't
a
care what you
cow,
do
just
with your
tell
world.
me.
Do what you want, man. That's your choice. It's your world. You get to do that.
I'm inventing the
hold
stock
on.
market.
I'm just making sure I heard it right because I was making the resource things. We each get 1,000?
Yes,
Yep.
you do.
Yep.
Gold.
God damn.
How much would it
Goddamn.
cost to pay the wings to a tanner and have it made into workable leather? They are 100 pounds of wing, 50 each.
No, they're 25 each.
Ah, that's what no.
Bro, clean out your ears.
No, Norvin said they were 50 pounds.
No, that was me. That was my fault. I misunderstood you when you were talking.
Connor still does need to clean out his ears, though. He's been mishearing a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, I did go swimming earlier, so maybe I should clean out my ears.
Bro, rubbing alcohol and vinegar, drop it in, then drain it out.
I have neither. I have Q-tips.
Damn.
Don't
You're
use
going
Q-tips.
to get an ear infection, and I'm going to laugh at you, even though you can't hear
And I
me
won't
through
be
the
here.
bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay, so about how much would they want to... They'd probably want about 500 per wing.
500 per wing.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that.
He doesn't know how much the wings are worth. He's saying that's overpriced. He doesn't want to sell the wings.
Yeah, I'll do it for 500. And he'll look this person in the eye and goes, now, I may not know much about the economy, but these better be some fucking gold-plated pieces of shit if you're charging 1,000 gold to work these.
If you want to sell them to me outright, I'll pay you 3,000.
He pauses. One moment, I'd like to consult.
Trickle down gold economics, Connor. Do it.
What do you, Norman and Cogas, since you're the only players who are involved in this, do you want to sell it for 3,000 or have it worked into leather for me to make it into something?
My fucking thing didn't work. It was bad. You have to do /EM for every time you do it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, thoughts? You want to
He's
sell it
willing
for
to give you
3,000?
3,000?
Yes, or we can make it into raw material and I can craft it into something. Those are our options.
I'm not trying to be mean, Bellum, but your work with leather has been less than stellar.
Of blood vessel pops.
Fucking kill him, man!
And that's an extra 1,000 gold apiece. I could do a lot with that.
Up to what rarity could I make with this item, Liv, is my question.
That's what I'm looking for. Well, there's something
It
specific.
is a dragon, so it's inherently magic.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Connor, how much would you
there's
would you
something
to
specific,
spend
and
on
I'm
the
trying to
chance
find
of
it.
a fuck up?
That's a good question, but I was thinking of making dragon scale mail out of these.
That's not what wings
The
do,
cost.
buddy. That would have been the scales.
And the roll.
Then scales.
I think you could probably make like studded leather out of them at the most.
Connor,
That's
Or some sort of magic cloak, yeah.
yes.
I feel the need to remind you, I don't actually have portents. If you fuck up, you're losing a lot of money again after last time.
He's rolling, he's trolling.
Do you really need that?
I made you a fucking portent macro.
And me and Liv laughed about it the entire time. Thank you very
I
much.
laughed at it because I knew that once you found out, you were going to murder Pyro. Not
I am
Fractal.
going to.
Pyro.
Thanks, buddy.
I am going to murder him because he's messaged me multiple times. Thanks for the macro, buddy.
Connor, this is the most straightforward character I probably made. That should have sent a red flag to you.
So
I don't do
Liv,
that.
Damn.
Is it uncommon or rare?
So this specific item that you could make with this is very rare.
Y'all, very rares go for like 100,000 gold.
If you succeed, Lanky. Other than that, we down 3K.
Look,
And also, you probably can't even make it yet.
You can't.
that's true.
None of you can.
I suppose
You
we'll
would not
find
be
some
able to
better
make it
dragon to rip his wings off.
until- Although I
Then
will
I
say,
will.
once you get so here's the thing. You would
They would
have
rot
to
by
get
the
it.
time we
You
got to
would have
that
to get
level.
it tanned because you wouldn't
Definitely.
be able to make it until 11th level. But you
Yeah,
would be able to
no.
make it without help at 11th level.
I will instead decide that it's probably best that we just sell this, and I will bring Ned. How's your charisma?
Shit.
Well, you're about to be the face. I need you to
even
haggle.
ask for
I'm
me.
pretty sure I do have the highest charisma out of all of us here, but it's not great.
I'm pushing you to the front and saying, "Haggle with the gentleman."
Where are you Where are you consulting with your friends?
Not in front of the place. I went out. I took it by myself to go and have it tanned,
Mm-hmm.
and then they told me I was like, "I'll be back." So I went back to wherever
Okay.
they were, like probably like the tavern. Was like telling and told them, "Hey, it's good. Game plan. I need you to haggle. Let's go."
I'm not much for haggling, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, but any worse than me.
Well, haggling ain't really haggling. It's more of taking.
Hey, Kagaz, come with us. I just need you to stand behind me, silent, stone face.
Say no more.
Let's
roll.
This ought to be good.
Okay.
So we roll up. I brought back my friends. We've decided that we want to sell the wings, I believe. Ned, if you'd like to go ahead with the
3,000.
official statements.
3,000 each.
No. Total. For both. They're useless separate.
He looks at him. The size of the wings, useless separately. Really.
Yeah. For what they are used for, yeah. You have to have both or it doesn't work.
21 insight.
He is telling you the truth.
Well, shit.
The
Go
magical item, the very rare magical item crafted with this, requires both wings.
What item are you referring to that requires both of them?
What are you making that requires these?
Oh, I don't make it. I send it to an enchanting leatherworker. They make some special sort of dragon cloak.
This is a sub job?
So what
This
you're
is just
telling
like the
us
tanner.
is
This is
that
just the
you
tanner.
buy it from us and then sell it to someone else.
I don't
How much you
sell
selling
it
it
to
for?
them. I don't sell it to them. We're
Oh, it's like
we're
a supplier
partners.
thing.
We're
So
in
you're
the same
partners.
business. I'm the tanner. They're the enchanter leatherworker.
Gotcha. It kind of looks back at Bellum and gives the face of, I'm bad at this shit. Looks back at the guy. So, we had to kill a dragon for these, and it was
Yes.
difficult. My buddy here clanks on Kagaz's
He
chest.
looks at you. How long has it been since you fought this dragon? Did you rest?
No.
No.
I don't. No.
You don't look
I'm
that
just-
banged up. I can see you took some hits, but clearly not that many.
Are you looking at
That's
this
because
guy
we put
behind
out
me?
a job.
You're looking at this guy behind me. He has his hopes set up on a just beautiful dragon leather cloak. And we're trying to talk him out of it. So you guys can make some money, but we need to make money on this first.
Is
That's
your
true.
economy run entirely?
$5,000
I'll make it match
Did you-
my attire nicely.
Hold on. Did you pay to fight the dragon?
Did you fight the dragon yourself?
No. That's why I'm paying you for it.
I'll take 5,000 for the wings.
You still haven't answered my question. Did you... You say you have to make money on this. I get that. I respect that. But, if...
Look at my... He
if
changes
I don't buy
his
this from you, are
his
you
leather
going to have
armor to
lost
something else.
money?
I'm wearing magical equipment, buddy. This costs the money.
Yeah.
This sword costs money.
Yeah.
All the gear that's in my back at the tavern costs money.
And you already paid for it. Did you...
Well, yeah,
Did
that's...
you pay to fight the dragon, or did you get paid to
Yeah,
fight
we
the
paid to
dragon?
fight the dragon. Look at our equipment.
Did you have to pay a fee in order to get access to that particular dragon?
No. But without our equipment, we would not have succeeded in killing the dragon.
I know, that's why I'm trying to pay you for the dragon.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, 5,000 gold, and the wings are yours.
Why would I pay over 2,000 the going rate for these wings? It's ridiculous.
Oh, because most likely, I do know things, the item you're going to make out of these is probably going to go for like over 50,000 gold.
Yeah, and not
Yeah,
quite
this
that much,
economy.
but not
Yeah,
quite that
so
much.
I'm asking for a finder's fee for the items of 10% of what they're going to sell for.
Shark Tank.
Actually, 10%. Do you do the math?
That doesn't seem like
Yeah,
too
no.
bad of an ask.
Hold on. Hold on above game. 'Cause
If you're checking my math, I'm absolutely correct about the 5,000 to 50,000.
Well, I'm trying to check where I don't remember where magic item prices are. I don't remember what source book they're in.
Hold on, I probably have a list.
Yeah,
I
think
mean,
we'll be
we have the
used
source book
for
and we
one.
also have the...
Very rares are 50,000 gold pieces.
That's what I'm trying to find, but I know I have it somewhere and I don't fucking remember where it is.
And Ned's like 2 steps away from shanking this motherfucker.
Billums
Oh, guys, it's stupid back there. You got no fucking idea. Hold on.
Where is it?
Does it cost us money to go hunting dragons?
There it is.
Motherfucker,
Okay,
yes it
there's
does.
the 50,000.
It costs
That's for
money to buy
crafting.
equipment.
Selling magic items. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Very rare. 50,000. Okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Because the other one I was looking for was like 20,000. I was like, that's not right. But that's for crafting it. Which, okay, that makes more sense.
Hold on. I have an actual list. Maybe it's on here. Let me check.
The item?
Check. I have a list of like a bunch of magic items,
This
and
will-
I'm trying to see.
Unless you have
a
the
dragon
weird one.
cloak.
Sort of, yeah. That's not the actual name of it, but it's
Yeah,
close.
shit.
It does have cloak and dragon in the name, but this
Cloak
is...
of... I know what you're talking about.
Do you? What is it?
I think it's in here.
What is
No,
it?
I'm thinking of the Orb of Dragon kind, aren't I?
I don't know. What are you thinking of?
Up the dog, move along.
Oh, it's
Never mind,
on
I was thinking of the artifact Orb of Dragon kind.
It's
Never
not
mind.
an artifact. It is a
Yeah,
wondrous
There
item.
is also a mantle.
It's not on here.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It's
this
not
is
on
not
here.
technically from an official source book, what I found, because the harvesting rules that I have are not from an official source book, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just checking because I have a list
So-
of a bunch of magic items.
Nah.
Do we have any sort of check to convince this guy that, yeah, you're only losing... You're still only making a minor percentage of a change in your investment.
I had to double check the math first, so hold on. I forgot where we left off in the argument because I was trying to find...
5,000 is indeed 10% of 50,000.
Yes.
That
That was where we left off in the
I
argument.
find this immediately funny.
Modifier. Fucking modifier.
Yeah, that is true. We got a handful of stuff to do before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, here we go. Make a persuasion check. I'm gonna try this.
Could Kargas's mean muggin help him? Like,
Yeah, give me advantage.
Yeah, sure. Especially because this is weird and I'm not entirely
Okay, now you guys are going to see why Ned should not be the face of the company.
No one should be the face of this company. Oh dear
you
God.
have literally 2 more points.
All 5 of us.
Okay.
I have.
Hold on.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I know, but I was trying to show my modifier, and of course, lo and behold,
-3.
Total to the roll. Okay.
why?
Plus that.
Why are we? Oh god!
I don't make charisma characters on purpose.
Yeah. Well, congrats, you're the face.
See,
Because
I
I
get
ain't
shit,
good at this
for-
shit.
I get spotlight shit whenever I face characters. I just find this funny.
I see how.
I have no horse in this race.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't like that. Yeah, with the 10, unfortunately, he goes, "You're annoying me. 3,500. Take it or leave it."
With that, nah, we ain't selling it to you, you zogged git.
Then
Film was
he-
moving.
You ain't gonna have a bunch of people walk in here with dragon wings, ripped right off their back, and come to your lazy ass to give it to you. We'll find someone better. Let's get the hell out of here.
Please be
That's-
only
that's
10
Ned and-
now.
Find them, but I'll let you know. Those wings go bad if they're not tanned in about a week.
So I have the wings on me, and as they're walking away,
Ned hasn't walked away. That was just Cogas.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
I'm
that's
waiting for
correct.
you to step away.
He's like, you are the shittiest businessman I have ever known in my entire
It's already
life.
walked
I'm
out.
just stubborn.
Just to let you know, we're selling them to you because fuck, we don't want them. But shit, you suck. Bellum, hand them over. Give us our fucking gold so we can get out of here.
Will do. I'll meet y'all back at the tavern. And he starts digging through the bag.
You are going to be carrying 35,000 gold on you. I'm fucking walking with you.
Fair.
Or 3,500 gold on you. I'm walking with you.
Bellum hands over the wings out of the bag. I apologize for their behavior. I had no idea they would be like this.
You'd be like,
Exactly.
what, Bellum? I was trying to broker a deal. This guy became a douche.
I have made a grievous mistake.
He's
I guess we'll be waiting like right outside the door.
He's actually
And you're like-
chuckling, like he's just kind of like.
I guess
That's not
we'll be
good.
right outside the door, out of eyeshot of the dude
I mean,
inside.
I'm not wrong, am I? I was being a legitimate. I was being friendly.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy just came
No.
at us like real hard.
No, Norman, your mistake was trying to barter with Liv, not the embassy. Liv. I learned that lesson long ago. Don't try to.
I guess it's gonna be outside. It's gonna be like, did that work at all or no? I didn't really know what else he wanted to do without crushing his face, so I just pretended to storm out.
He takes the
No,
wings
Doc.
and he goes.
Go on.
Real quick. Let me talk to the amateur barterer. Real quick.
Is that me?
No.
What do you want?
Wait for your friend to leave. We'll stay right here. They can watch. I just don't want them to hear.
Oh no.
Ellen,
I
And
stepped
fucking
back.
Thieves Cat,
I'm gonna
Ned,
ask you something
and
real
Thieves
quick.
Cat, Ned just goes, I want to fucking stab this guy.
See, here's the thing. I think he's about to tell me that I would have gone.
So hard.
He just looks at him.
back, he
Oh,
says-
you motherfucker! And Thieves Cat.
Yeah,
You
he knocks back,
motherfucker.
he knocks back, he says, there's nothing to fear here. Your friends can watch. Just don't let them
I do step back.
Get back, guys. This guy's just a dick.
Yeah, I'm in the street standing with Kagas.
I'm gonna shove my axe right up his
He
ass, I
says-
swear.
He says to you, just back in comment, he goes, I respect you. You need to learn how to barter, but I respect you. Most people here know I don't barter at all. That's why. I'm just stubborn on my prices. But I do realize...
Fine, no negotiations then.
Not with me, but I do realize there are 3 of you. 3,500's not easy to split. Here's an extra 250, makes it 3,750. Splits easily 3 ways. And
This guy just pissing money.
I will barter with you next time. You have my word.
Yeah. As one dirtbag to another dirtbag, fuck you. Nice doing business with you. See you around.
Holy
He, like,
shit! Norman took an
slaps a hand
olive
on
branch.
He like slaps a hand on his thigh. He goes, "Oh, fuck you too, man. Have a good night." He's
This is
just
a magical moment.
very good-naturedly laughing, where he's like, "Oh man, this guy did not know that like I don't barter. He really tried. He did a good job. I'll barter with him next time."
Oh, this is a jet.
As
Like,
we're
you
walking
know
back,
that is
Kagas,
legitimate. That he is being legitimate with you. That if you come to sell to him next time, he will barter.
Nice.
as we're walking back, you know, I was considering about finally going to jail right then.
Honestly, Kagas, so was I. I was seriously considering
I
going
know
to jail.
you both were. I know
Fuck,
if you
and then I
forget
find
that-
out he's part of the.
Oh.
He's just a douche. By the way, if we ever find any other leather material, we're selling to him.
Oh, I ain't gonna be there, damn it.
That's fine. I'll just go by myself. But honestly, it'll probably be better that way. He's just a dick, and that's just what I'm gonna have to put up with because he's probably gonna give us good deals from here on out.
I'll be honest. If you'd thrown down, I would have also started fighting. But in future, there's a good chance I just go and sell stuff at market value from here on. This was an ordeal, and my heart is weak.
Yeah.
It ain't
Yeah,
your heart you gotta worry about. I'm about to rip his out.
By the way, Bellum, let me tell you about the night I had with this weird ass fucking Firbolg you may know. And then let's
Pause.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick and go back. So you have sat at this guy's fire. He says, "So, are you looking for me?" I will go ahead and describe this fine gentleman to you. He is a tall and lanky Firbolg, kind of like grayish purplish skin, kind of like Katira's skin color. Navy blue and gold clothes that have celestial patterns on there. Kind of shorter, curly-ish hair. So, how did you know I was out here? You came looking for me. I'm not used to that.
I was not looking for you.
No.
I was leaving town. I saw a fire. I wanted to warm my bones.
Alright then, keep your secrets. So is the warmth all you wanted?
Conversation would be nice. You say you're looking for someone.
I am.
Perhaps I know them.
Perhaps. No one else seems to be able to tell me exactly where he is at any given time, though I know he's in the city. People say they've seen him. He's like me. Firbolg.
Oh.
Blue, big, terribly intelligent. Probably has some sort of strange armor.
And what do you want with him?
Oh, he's an old friend.
Really?
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
Bellum. Calloway.
And yours?
Aster Sternberg. He holds out a hand. Pleased to meet you.
Ned will shake it. And why are you looking for this Bellum Calloway?
What is your passive insight, Ned?
16.
You notice something change about the look in his eyes, but everything else stays the same. You don't quite understand what it is, but you notice that there's a facade in his eyes, in his face now, that his eyes can't quite conceal.
Type out his name for me, please.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Connor can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Connor can tell you his name.
There, Aster Sternberg, right there. Would you like a picture?
Oh, I already have it. Let me put it up here on the Roll20.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Can I put it out? I'll just put him right here. There he is. Hi, Aster.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Pretty flamboyant.
Oh. Well, it's a bit of a personal matter. It has to do with home.
Danger, danger.
He's the storm that is approaching, provoking.
Sorry, I was reading something. What did he say he was looking for Bellum for?
Well, he said, well, it's a bit of a personal matter. It has to do with home.
And I've heard a few of the things that Bellum has said about his home, i.e. that he's not really allowed to go back.
Who told you that?
I didn't. That was not Ned saying that.
Oh.
That was me talking out to myself. Well, I definitely know I've seen a Firbolg roaming around the town here and there.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sorry, but no. I saw him at the temple and the library. Not much anything else.
It's where everyone's told me to look for him. I've looked at every sort of center of learning. He was always the brainiac. But he could never figure out what he wanted. Tragic, really.
Come here, come this way.
Sounds tragic. Well, if I see him, would you like me to tell him that you are looking for him and where he can find you?
Please do. Maybe he'll find me himself.
Yes. Well, sadly, I am heading off. Could you show me the main map so I could say a town I'm heading to?
Yes. Just a sec. Do. There's the main map.
And he's off to the north, you said?
I think
Out the north gate?
I don't think I said, but sure.
Okay. Sadly, I am on my way up to the Abbey. And then I will be heading back in a day or
Fucking
so.
hope not.
If I do happen to see him, I will inform him that young Master Aster is looking for him.
Thank
Well,
you.
I am thoroughly warm. Thank you for letting me. I am on my way. And I will head off to the north.
Be safe. May
Thank
Celestian watch
you.
over you.
And may you find your wayward friend.
Thank you.
He will travel for about 2 hours, and once he is 100% sure he's not being followed,
Yep.
he will use his old profession tricks to sneak himself back into the city
easy
without
enough.
being seen. Yeah, so Bellum, weird fuck named Aster's looking for you. He's on north side of the north gate.
Willem walks up again, like when you all were talking to oh shoot, what was the tiefling's name? Cenarius.
Daenerys.
And just ask. Sorry. Did you?
I'm assuming you don't want them to find you.
No, it's a bit of a shock. You know, for a reclusive druidic grove to the far north that rarely is
He
heard
didn't
of.
seem reclusive.
Yeah, I'm surprised how often I'm hearing of him nowadays, is my point.
He seemed pretty out there.
Yeah, Aster's pretty great. He's
You
leaning
wanna
up
go
against
talk
the
to
wall.
him?
Give me a second.
I can take you to exactly where he is. Well, at night.
At night.
Oh, did he seem like he was here to kill me, or
Would he be here to kill you?
I don't know
You said
how
it's something
things.
of a personal matter with your home.
Oh God, I have no idea what's been going on up there. I have. Oh, okay. No, shut up, Belle. Just
Should we
focus.
bring Kagas?
Shh. No, do not.
What about Sutha? We could bring Sutha. She's
No,
level-headed and good in a fight.
Fuck it, we'll go now. And he grabs you by the wrist and starts dragging you. He goes, "Where are we going?"
He climbs up onto your shoulder. He's only at his camp at night, but he tends
Fuck
to
it.
look for you around the
Places of
education
learning,
centers
you
of the
said.
town.
Romps to the library. He's in a hunt. His helmet is up now. Just this horned Viking helmet.
As you round one of the corners, the last corner to get into the library, you collide with a long, lanky form. Oh, terribly sorry. Oh,
The
it's
helmet
too
docks.
good to be true. It is. He cups
Ned's
your
back
face
in his normal
hands.
suit, by the way.
Yeah, he cups your face in his hands. Kind of.
Ned's gonna actually slap his hands away from Bellum. Hey, no touching. That's rude.
He's an
Bellum's
old
blushing.
friend.
Still, you don't touch people like that. That's
He looks genuinely confused by this and goes, "You don't?" That looked
I've got this one, Ned. There's a lot of things I've learned at here. It's good to see.
I mean, unless
again,
you guys are
Aster.
lovers.
Bellum's blushing a little bit harder now.
Oh, well,
No.
shit. Oh,
No,
continue.
we're not.
No, we weren't. But
Mhm.
it's just the Grove is. We're just closer, I suppose. Oh, you really just
Oh,
Oh no!
party handshake. Ned sticks out his hand.
Nice to
Ned.
meet you, Aster Sternberg.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure. Bellum.
Yeah? Huh. Did I say it's good to see you again yet?
It is good to see you.
This is for Connor.
Yeah.
So I know whether or not I know that.
Oh, I'm telling you, Norvin, as a person, on why he reacted like that and why it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Well, will Ned be able to pick that up?
With my insight, yeah. It's a 10 passive for me.
Oh, okay.
Or, sorry, 11, so...
Oh, Ned's gonna take a step back and just get a grin on his face and, oh, okay.
It is good to see you.
I'll give you two some privacy.
Of course.
I'll be right over there if you need me. By the way, I'm a sneaky little git, so you try anything with my boy? Stabby, stabby.
That's
Of course.
a new
No,
word I've
my
learned. Get
intentions
it comes
are-
up a lot in our group.
I wear purple for a reason. By the way, his vest now is purple.
Okay. I don't know what that reason is, but good. Bellum,
Yes.
have you been well?
I mean, all things considered, I could be doing worse.
You're taking care of yourself? You're not injured?
I mean, he like beats his armor a little too hard. It's it's does its job.
Of course. You always were. A bit of a scrapper.
Yeah, and now I've got this nice set. I don't think you've actually seen it proper in this form. It kind of happened shortly before I had to go.
Well, now that's the thing. I have.
Oh,
I've seen you.
how's that?
You know I'm the conduit, Bellum. I see many things, if that's what I'm shown.
Ah, remind me what he's talking about.
He's the Grove's conduit of Celestian.
Right. Of course. Sorry, just the things that slip your mind out here. Would you... I only recently realized that I'm also some sort of chosen of Celestian, or not chosen, that's a bit presumptuous, I guess. I just affiliate, I guess, of he's the one who gave me the powers I have.
It would make sense.
Bellum is like...
knowing what I've seen.
Bellum is like very clearly like very nervous to passerby. It's just extremely awkward. Which is, ironically, about on par for how Aster should have known him.
I know you went to find yourself.
That's sort of true.
Well,
That
did you find Bellum? Did you find him? Because we need him back.
I don't think I can, Aster. I don't mean to... He pauses, looking for the words. I don't... It's not that I don't miss you all. It's that... He closes his eyes because he can't make eye contact and say what he wants to say. I'm afraid of what's going to happen when I come back. And I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I somehow brought back some terrible curse back to the Grove.
You mean the prophecy?
Yes, the storm song and the ruin that'll either follow me or the
Bellum.
blessing that'll follow.
The storm is coming whether you like it or not.
I know, I just keep trying to put off the date of when I approach.
Bellum, it's already coming.
What do you mean?
We've seen the clouds ourselves.
But
it won't be very long now. We need your help. I need your help. I don't know what this is. I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to fix it. Celestian's not giving me any answers. He told me to come find you.
What if when I step into the forest and I take him back to the grove, that I bring about the ages of ruin?
And what if you don't? It's going to come anyway. We've seen it. I've seen what is approaching us, and I've never seen its like before. If Celestian isn't contacting me anymore, if he's not helping me anymore, if I can't do anything, I don't know what else to do. All I know,
thinks back
the
to
only
his...
thing he'll tell me anymore is your name. He says he can't say anything else. That's all that will reach me. It's like it's coming through in fits and spurts. I'm not getting the full message, like something is blocking it, and I don't know what. I've never felt this way before.
Bell may not be the most insightful person, but does he see that this is distressing, Aster?
Yes.
He'll put his hand on his shoulder and go, I know this is gonna be ironic given the meltdown I just had, but breathe. We'll figure it out.
I think you're the only one that can.
If you've got some time, I'd like you to come and meet the folks I've been adventuring with. One of them helped me interpret the prophecy and help pull apart the pieces of it, and I think it would be useful for helping figure out what we should expect to come.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys.
Fucking...
Oh.
Were you right there in the crowd?
He stayed close enough to listen because he wanted some gossip. And once he heard it start getting heavy, he snuck up on the two of you.
Oh, blessed be. Oh,
sneaky git. Yeah, we got a group of us. I'm sure we can put something together to help old blue boy here.
We don't technically have a name, but I have some in the works.
Anything that will help. I don't know what to do. Maybe you've learned something out here. Maybe
I produced the original paper that I took from the library. I goes, this is technically stolen from the library, but I gave them a copy of the actual one. This is the actual one, but I made a copy of it for them.
As you would have, of course.
I know. I felt bad for taking it. And he opens up and is like, "Do you recognize this handwriting?" It didn't strike me as anything, but somebody came here and left this note a while ago.
No, I don't recognize it.
Okay, it was a long shot, but he draws his attention down to the line that I'm.
I know the prophecy, Bellum. I'm his conduit. I know it.
Right, I didn't mean to imply. I just specifically the line about having Celestian's vision, a veil drawn over it. That's what I think has happened and what's blocking you.
I think we've seen it rolling in as well. I think it's something physical. I don't think it's just a metaphor, Bellum. I think something is coming, and I don't know what it is.
Well, the good news is I've with a group of people who are exceptionally skilled at killing things. To a scary degree most nights, I'll be honest.
We just killed a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh.
In like 15 seconds.
Oh. How many of you were there?
3.
Dear gods.
Counting me, I actually missed my attacks too. I swung and I whiffed, and by the time I could throw another punch, it was down.
Dear gods.
Please, he was one of the 2. I point to Ned, like in the sneak attack position.
Please.
Thank you, son.
You're welcome.
Here, let's I'll take you to the
Let's just
tavern.
head back to the tavern.
Yeah, and I lead him back to the tavern to go and meet
Okay.
Kagas and Sutha, and I think Fractal's back at this point.
We should do Sutha's downtime now.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go ahead and do Sutha's. All right, Sutha.
Oh, real quick, sorry. I did have one thing for my first day that got skipped over.
Go
You
ahead.
haven't done your
Just
downtime yet, Bellum.
That wasn't it?
No.
Never mind. All right,
that
I'm
was
last.
technically mine and
Oh,
Kagas.
Jesus. God.
It's,
Last, remember?
it's 11.
Yeah, we
I
get
could
to
stay
11:30.
there for a half hour.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Oh.
to. We're definitely gonna have to finish some of it next week.
Oh, God, no.
Oh no,
Honestly-
more downtime.
Liv, I did tell you that if you wanted to roll,
Yeah.
like you could just send me the information. 'Cause mine was more fetch quest and just figuring out information. If you want to do that.
It's up to you, buddy.
I mean, if Bellum and them want to, or Connor and them want to go ahead.
Do your downtime, Nito.
Yeah, come on.
All right.
I got it prepped.
Yeah, do the downtime. I was muted the whole time. Yeah.
At the very least, I feel like we should do the grappling hook in game because it's gonna be pretty rad.
Basically, that see what potions, items, stuff she can find, any more information or leads. Any more information from Thanarius is the Learning Institute for about their thing, and just the stuff I sent you.
Right. So Thanarius, he does let you know that everything he gave everything that he really had, information wise before.
Okay.
You know all that I know. Sorry. I don't really have anything else with that.
Would you know of any other leaders of science or anything elsewhere we could go to, maybe in the city or close by?
I mean, Venz or Abby might have some information on that.
Very well, thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, where do you want to go look for that grappling hook? Because I got some cool shit for that.
Whatever the best armorer, the best, tinkerers, the best smiths.
Tinkers, weapons, so you go to a place where, like, tactical weapons and tools and stuff would be sold, because, like, a grappling hook is an actual thing, like, the specific type of grappling hook that you're looking for. So you kind of describe it to this this vendor.
Yeah, either to pull you to something. I'm fine with a range maybe of 30 feet, out of character, like that.
Oh, I'm waiting for someone like you. I have just
Anything
the thing.
like maybe the weight for a bigger person, they'll probably go half movement. For a smaller person, maybe medium size or something, they can go the full range. But sorry, continue.
I have just the thing. A retractable grappling hook. So you throw it. You throw it, and the rope or the chain, there's different prices for each, but the rope or the chain reels off of a spool that it's held on. So you throw it like normal. And if it catches, then there's a lever on the side that releases the tension and retracts the hook. So if you've hooked an object that is particularly light, about 5 pounds or less, if someone's not actively trying to hold it and keep it away from you or fixed in place, it comes back with the hook.
Well, it's okay.
If it's something a bit heavier, then it of course is going to try to resist. It's easy to resist a rope, but a chain is going to be a little bit harder now. This is what I'm really proud of with inventing this. So, if you, say, wanted to use this to help you scale a wall that's particularly high, you would use the grappling hook like normal, but above you. And then you flip the lever and you hold on tight and keep yourself as still as you can. And if it works, it lifts you up to the hook when you flip the lever, and it retracts.
Question: does this one look at the one he just showed, or
Yep.
they just showed? Does it have a estimated carrying capacity?
Oh. While the dungeon master thinks about the approximate maximum weight for a medium creature.
Because if it's metal and stuff, it might be pretty sturdy. But I'm just wondering.
250 pounds.
He's a big man. I'm wearing a lot of metal. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
there's
Ned.
that too. I would say he goes. I wouldn't try over. Well, for the rope, if you use rope, I would say it would probably hold about 200 to 250 pounds comfortably. If you were doing a stronger chain, you could probably get up to about 500 pounds for a nice sturdy chain.
Like there was any other choice. I will take the.
Excellent.
How? What's the price?
50 gold.
Both Sutha and her player raise their eyebrows.
That's
a lot more.
what the DM has written. Listen, guys, grappling hooks cost like 2 gold. Chains are not that expensive, and he's not a good haggler.
This is a contraption right here. This ain't just a regular
A
one.
lot of this I made up myself, and I'm really proud of it.
Good job.
Fair enough. Hell yeah. Doesn't even think. Pulls out the gold.
Nice.
I will take it.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you.
No, thank you. This is incredible.
So the way I was thinking of it would work, because I was trying to think of, like, mechanically, because, like, obviously the one in Batman is not, like, real, but I was trying to think of, like, how this would work in, like, a real-world setting. And the thing that came to my mind is, you know those retractable dog leashes?
Yeah. Just with a really good motor.
Or, like, a tape measure, where and it shoots back in, but it stays stiff otherwise? It's like that.
Nice.
Because it unspools as you unspool it, and then when you hit the button, or in this case the lever, it releases. So
Nice.
gonna be really cool. So I'm gonna DM.
Those are literally just spring loaded, but yeah, that is cool.
I don't know how it works, man. I don't know. But then that's how it works. It's spring loaded. That's it. It's the release of the tension of the spring, and it goes shoop. Mechanical. I was like, I need an actual mechanical basis for this. That's an actual mechanical thing that exists in the real world. Fucking.
I'll ask you more later about which checks and stuff to use, but
You would use anything that says chain. That's yours.
Right.
Because I made one for rope and one for chain.
Oh, okay, strength. Okay, yeah, now I see.
Yeah, it should say on there. If I didn't write one, then
I'd look a little further down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a chunk of text.
Nice.
There you go. I'm really proud of that. I was like, this is my first like homebrew item that I'm like really proud of. Of like, this is actually really clever.
This is cool as hell. Thank you. Oh yeah.
Thank you. I'm really glad I was able to make this. This is really cool. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I was like, no, I can do it. I can make it happen. I can make it work. I can be Tim Gunn and make it work. Okay.
Nice.
So you asked Thanarius. I'm going to scroll up past my grappling hook text.
Yeah, he said Venzer Abbey would probably be the next best
Venzer
destination.
Abbey.
Any other sales going on for potions, items, just anything that looks interesting that's not just normal stuff going on throughout the city?
At this point, y'all have bought so many of the magic items in here right now, like recently, that they're like, we're waiting on a new shipment.
That's tell us to just get the fuck out because we're ruining the economy.
No, they're just waiting on their next wholesale order to come in.
Oh,
They're retailers, some of them. Some of them are craftspeople, but some of them are retailers. Especially for the magical items. Like, not all of them are enchanters. Some of them get it through trade. So they're only going to have so much sell. What the sun doing?
all right. The next two things got that. Did she find any more information on Thuristan, or did anybody kind of point there? Or I can just roll for that. I can roll for the saloon bit, anything like that going around. God,
Yeah.
the last thing I really just want to ask about is: did she look around? Did she find Lucille?
Yeah, you would have found her. She's there. She's just kind of hanging out.
All right. We can DM the message and stuff, but yeah, she'll go through and then she'll eventually head back. But
Nice.
yeah, just tell me roll and I'll roll and then we can DM it.
Okay, so for Sarah's Dune, are you asking people about this or looking again in like books and stuff?
Mainly asking around for any knowledge if anyone's maybe come across the cult.
All right, make me a
particularly.
general charisma check just to see how well you talk to people.
Not the face of the party.
Nobody's
Six.
the face of the party. Everyone is the ass of the party, and I love it. You guys are
We need it.
listen. You guys are so strong and so magically powerful and so well armored, and none of you can talk to people. Everybody
At all.
picked charisma as their dump stat, and I love it. It's amazing. It
We're
makes
so fucked.
like finally there is my weak spot that I can get my wedge into. Okay, a six.
At least until they kill a fractal.
The next campaign or the next time, everyone's going to be bards.
Everybody's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
bards, and I'm gonna thrive. So with a 6, yeah, a lot of people are very uncomfortable. If you bring up the name Tharizdun or the Chained Oblivion, a lot of them are like, we don't talk about that. That's, they were defeated. We don't talk about them. They're gone. They're not coming back. Very much sort of an air of speaking a name can give it power, and if you give it too much power, it could return kind of thing. A lot of them kind of make the sign of Pelor
Fuck those guys.
in
Am I right?
response to the name. Well, considering he is the one that dealt
Oh, like-
the final
like-
weakening blow.
Like people who cross their chest, they do that with the symbol pillar.
Yeah,
Interesting.
in response to the name of Tharizdun, yes.
Very
Okay.
fair.
Especially-
fair.
Because they are in the place where Tharizdun was struck down by Pelor, right next to the center of Pelor's power. So, a lot of Pelor worshippers here. Gee, what do I?
All right. That was for Thuristan. She wants to do a basic perception, try to get listening on what I was saying, what the common folk think of things in the city, if there's any plights or rumors around the city. This one she mainly wants to hear and listen in.
Yeah.
So, perception? You can DM me this.
Yeah,
so
go
we can
ahead.
just run through.
Make me perception check.
I'll guide into that, so
Yeah, go ahead.
15.
All right.
You can just DM it to me.
Okay.
We got a few minutes left.
All right.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, we could DM the stuff about Lucille, what she does with that, what information. So, yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead to Bellum if he has anything he wants to do.
I just gathering everybody in the tavern as I bring in Aster.
Have I come back for my fucking journey yet?
You should be now. We're on the 4th or 5th day.
Oh, thank God. So, Fractal comes in, beat to shit, covered in dust. His hat has a hole in it from a rogue arrow. It's like, hello.
You're grabbed by the wrist and pulled. Just whoop.
Oh,
Okay.
is he one of
Oh, no.
yours?
He's part of the group. Just kind of. He doesn't mean to do it forcefully, but he's just such a big guy. Everything he does is kind of a bit forceful. Just kind of like tosses a fractal into a chair.
Darling,
At a
slow
table.
down.
Sorry.
We have a little
It's
bit of
just a-
time. It's
You throw Fractal into the chair, he looks up at you.
I could watch that. all day.
if we're killing Clanky, I'm the first one who gets to swing.
No.
Don't kill anyone, please. Everyone could be
Fractal's hand starts
valuable.
glowing. You want to go?
Please.
I just needed you all to come and meet someone from my grove. Would you all like to have a seat? I flag down the bartender and I say, a pitcher will be fine. It's gonna be a night.
Who's this overly colorful individual?
Aster Sternberg, pleasure to meet you.
It's Lanky number 2. That's it. He cloned himself.
You might have something similar with Aster.
Hello.
Aster,
Your very large muscular friend has given you a nickname.
yeah, he gives everyone nicknames. I'm Clanky. No, I'm Lanky. Because
fucked it up immediately.
We got Lanky, we got Clanky, we got, Shorty or Halfy. No, wait, no, hold on. Halfy and Shorty, and then Half-Lot. But that's her last name.
He gasps a little bit and puts a hand to his chest. He goes, Bellum, they've accepted you.
I like to think so.
You've been given a nickname. That's wonderful.
Bellum's kind of blushing again. I mean, I guess, But anyway, we had things to talk about.
Yes, of course.
So this is Aster Sternberg, as they introduced themselves.
I did.
They are the conduit to Celestian for our grove.
I am.
Sutha, you are versed in the same. You patron another deity in the same divine court. So I'm sure you have.
Who?
Saloon.
Oh, yes. They are apparently good friends. I mean, not that he said that in so many words. It's less words, more feelings, more of a vibe check, if you will. But that's hard to describe.
So it's this is Kagas. He is a war chief of a orc clan.
Boss.
War boss. Sorry.
Chief implies that there's some sort of power structure. I'm the boss. They're not the boss. That's how that goes.
I think you got a pretty good read on him from that.
Wrong franchise.
You've already met Ned, our resident stealth agent, and I've yet to show you our divination wizard, Fractal. He was the one who helped me with the prophecies.
Oh.
Yes, I am the original expert on Arcana.
Oh, no.
Alright. So,
That's my
tell me what you think about the prophecy. He said you had insights on it? What
I'm going to be completely honest with you, and this is Pyro talking to God. I have no idea, I have no fucking memory of what I said the other time. You're gonna have to go back on the.
I took notes.
I'll tell him. I repeat verbatim of what I told Connor. In the video.
Fractal thought it pertained to the presence of the gods beyond the material plane, and that something is coming, and it can only be stopped if people get their shit together.
Essentially, because that information was too smart and it couldn't stay in my head. It's gone now, forever.
And that the Song of Storms is a metaphor. The heavens are going to fall some way or another. The darkened veil usually refers to death.
Yes.
Wait. You think, and he's kind of waving, I'm like waving my hands as if you could see me. He's waving his hands in like a weird circular motion. He goes, like the whole world?
That's typically how the pompous prophecies go, so yes. He's sitting back in the chair with
the prophecy locks to be as grand as possible.
Yes.
But darling, this isn't one of the creators, this is one of their descendants.
Then scale it down how you want. I'll handle the information I was given. Take it or leave it.
Well, there's no need for that.
We're just working around the clock here.
We've seen troubling things. Gathering storms, clouds. Very troubling. My connection to Celestian has been a bit fitful. A bit sporadic. It's a bit distressing.
As tends to go through spiritual connections. Certain events can shine.
That's, That's not really how it works in our grove. See, the conduit to Celestian is not a off and on position. It is all the time. It is constant.
I think he's being really pompous in his hand waving.
It's so the thing about it. It's not so much pompous. It's so he's just really flamboyant and really expressive with his gestures. But you get that they're all sincere. They're just really flamboyant. He just gesticulates a lot.
Okay, so Fractal puts up his hand. All right, I'm going to need you to breathe and then say this. Give me the information I need in 2 sentences. Bondan, because I'm losing battery power, and I walked in and I need to patch up my clothes.
Well, then go rest. I can tell everyone else, and they can fill you in later.
Thank the Great Crypt. I go and I.
What did he just say? What did he say?
I was making a fucking meme.
Oh,
I'm looking for memes on the internet.
Anyway, we've seen dark clouds. It's. But anyway, the connection is not something that can be severed. When this position was passed to me, I am one with Celestian. I have no other way of describing it. He is with me at all times, more than he is with anyone else. And I am also with him at all times. It is not something that we thought could be stopped, or paused, or interrupted. These are things we thought true impossibilities. We don't know what's going on. But something is coming. We think that Bellum has always been a studier, a learner. He sees things differently than the rest of us do. Maybe that's what we need now.
You all noticed me? He looks genuinely confused.
Of course we did.
Didn't realize you all had an impression.
Did you think we just didn't know you were there?
I mean, I knew you knew I was there. I just didn't think anybody really knew much about me.
Well, I'm a bit of the wrong person to ask. I know a lot about everyone in the Grove, as is part of my position since Conduit to Celestian and all. And him being the patron of the Grove, so it's a bit of a different thing for me, but I mean, we all knew you saw things differently. I figured that kind of perspective could be just what we need. Clearly, we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Maybe you found it out here.
Well, I mean, he pulls out, he points to the notes he has on the prophecy. This is about as far as I've gotten. I'll be honest, I was trying to make some headway, but this is about as far as I've gotten.
I'm going to be very frank with you, Bellum. We need your eyes on this. We need you home.
But
I don't see what the big deal is. Just stroll back in. If you bring some sort of darkness or whatever, that's what we're there for.
but
I don't think he's bringing it, since it seems to be coming. And he's not here.
If he makes it worse. What?
But my father, when he sent me away, he said I had to be sure I was coming back to bring the age of splendor.
Well, clearly he has something wrong.
What
Is that
exactly did your father tell you?
That the Song of Storms was a prophecy of a person who would bring the ruin or splendor of a place, of the grove, and that I was that person, and that I had to be sure that I went out into the world to become the one to bring back a splendorous legacy, or everyone would fall, and it'd be my fault.
Is that
Aster.
all he told you?
It's more or less.
What did he say about your leaving? Specifically, I need to know this.
About why I had to leave?
Yes, the circumstances surrounding it.
The longer I stayed in the Grove, the more of a chance was that if I was going to end up to be the destroyer version of the prophecy, that if as long as I stayed away, it wouldn't happen.
Did he tell you that you had to leave?
Yes.
He said this himself. He mentioned none others.
Well, I mean, I assumed he spoke for the council, because he'd just come back from a meeting with them.
Oh, Bella.
What?
He leans forward over the table and just cups your face in his hands. You've carried this burden all this time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your father didn't send you away, Bella.
What do you mean?
He pleaded with the council on your behalf. He begged for them to let you stay and use your gift to help the Grove. They refused.
Why?
They were afraid.
That doesn't make sense, Aster.
They told him to tell you that they wanted you to go on a quest. I don't know why he didn't. He must have taken it upon himself. A personal burden of his own.
That's not how he is. Velma's visibly distraught. He's the most superstitious person I've ever met. At the hint that I could have been this figure, he was very quick to take the precautions. That doesn't add up, Aster. It doesn't.
I know that I understand him in a different way because of who I am. But superstition cannot change the love that a parent has for their child. He has watched you. Every step.
So why did they let you come get me?
Because they couldn't stop me. Celestian is the patron of our grove, and I am his conduit. I may not be the leader, but if I make a decision, it is as good as the will of Celestian. None would dare oppose me on this. He draws.
I don't agree with the gaudy part, but I like that one.
A little tear kind of was starting to peek out of Velma's eye, and he just kind of wipes it and has a little smirk on his face now. Well, I guess that makes sense.
Truth be told, there are some that agreed with me. The older folks in the grove, they cling to their ways. They don't want to see anything change. But the truth is, things are going to change whether we like them or not. There is no stopping this prophecy. There is letting it happen and letting it destroy us, or there is taking action and fixing it. Things will change. It is up to us to decide how they change. The council mistakenly believed, and I wanted to believe as well, and for that I apologize, but they mistakenly believed that if they sent you away, it would stop everything. Well, that is very clearly not the case, as things seem to be progressing quite well on their own.
Elm's just kind of shaking a little bit, having his world flipped. All right. So, where do we go from here?
You finish up anything you have in this city? Anything you were working on? I mean, we have a little bit of time. We don't have months, but I would guess about a month at least. We have time to get there.
Have any of you all seen stables or cartsmith around town? Any stores for that?
Been looking.
There are horses in town. You know that the guards are some of the guards patrol on mounts.
I'll like to find another wyvern.
There are also definitely carts because the caravans travel on carts.
Yeah. So Bellum is going to look at him and go, I have no business more pressing than this.
Well, yes, but I
Tomorrow,
can't simply ask your friends to uproot everything.
they don't
We
have
have
to
time,
come.
Bellum. He takes your hands. He goes, I assure you, we do have time. Enough time.
Did you have a horse to come down on? Or any kind of mount? Or did you come on foot?
I came on foot.
Okay. I'll start preparations to get a caravan set up to take us up north.
Very well.
I've made a fair amount of money in a few jobs, so I think I can afford it.
I ain't one for going about doing someone's bidding without some sort of payout. But if there's a time to shove a middle finger up some sort of prophecy that a big spook came up with, I'm all ears.
I could not have asked for a better response. Thank you.
I'll help out the blue boy.
You might as well get used to that if we're coming with you.
Yeah,
Because I'll give a lot of unprompted responses.
it's a problem sometimes, I'll be honest. But
Oh
you
no,
come-
that
you
was
come-
wonderful.
It becomes endearing eventually.
Oh, does it? Oh, I should probably change things around then.
Oh shoot, I've ruined it.
You did. You should learn to keep your mouth shut sometimes. And he's gonna put his hand under your chin and just shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Shut.
And in response, I'll keep my mouth shut. He's gonna wink to you.
Interesting. And it kind of hits Bellum that he has not been like masking the way he's been staring. So how about that pitcher? And he just gets up abruptly to go get a pitcher of ale or whatever everyone drinks.
Make it 2 pitches. I need one for myself.
All right. And with that, we are going to pick up next week. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah. As we head into our first major plot point.
Oh god,
Yeah! Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready to rumble?
Yeah,
I
it's
was not
unfortunate
prepared.
that you're not ready because it's going to happen one way or another. So,
It's a theme I'm noticing.
Thank God, do we level up? I gotta do it for Pyro. He's not here.
I don't. No, not yet.
I know, I was just trolling.
Fair enough.
Because Pyro would have asked, and I did it for him.
It's fair. He would have asked, and I respect that. But we don't.